Oh yeah, that's like 5 years ago.
I haven't,
Oh, yeah.
I haven't adjusted my character to see any of that.
I don't. Yeah, no Rick and Morty content in our games. None of those magic items, none of that stuff is useful in our
Well, I
games.
guess.
I used to watch it all. Yeah, it's a great show. Don't get me wrong, it's a great show.
I like
there's tonally themes, things that just don't work with this game.
No, I get that. I'm just talking about
like if Eddie actually found now I'm on camera, like the magical butt plug in D&D. That would be in that game.
Oh yeah,
that would
absolutely.
not. So you bring that into this game and be like, no, you can't attach that.
Yeah, it would be Eddie.
I love how you say, "Oh, now we're recording." You still fucking say it anyway.
But I was saying you found it. Oh, no.
I'm just kidding.
I wasn't saying Eddie. Or anybody could have found it.
Yep. Cheers.
All right, cheers. We are back at the table. This is good stuff. You probably can't see me, but that's fine. But you can see our lovely players in our home group. And Sam is there. Remote. This feels great because it feels like he's sitting right across the table from me.
Yeah, right. I can look right into it.
Look right into your eyes.
What I will. The last game we played with this group was actually not recorded. So I'll tell you that the party, when we last left them, what I will say is they went to an island. They went on a mission with Thanos, who is a NPC, who is a captain who works out of Melitus, who has went on a journey with this group to the underworld. He's been through thick and thin with them, so they decided to return the favor. They went on a kind of a search and rescue mission. They find this kid, long story short, but they do find that this kid who's from the mainland has stolen goods from the gods, which has awakened one of the statues. The hoplite statue is a gargantuan statue that is chasing them on the island. They meet a Stormlord, a Cyclops, who protects that temple, who tries to help them. And long story short, they do get the kid off the island. They get him to Thanos because Thanos has a ship full of a little over 100 men. But there are some other secrets to be held in this temple that's on the island of Creta. Anyone who's following any of the other THEROS stories knows that the island of Creta is the island that the Bronze Bullies went to when they met Heliod, and Heliod destroyed it because he tried to kill them on that island, and Karanos and Perforos intervened and saved them. So the party's on one side of Kratos. They've never even seen the cratered side of the other. It's act like you didn't hear that. But that's how it kind of ties in. And they're in this temple. The group found this puzzle box, and long story short, with the way the puzzle, the answer to it was Thassa. It actually opened up. It led them into a tunnel that went miles and miles deep into the ground, and eventually together the party went, and they traveled so long that eventually water started rushing up towards them. There was no time to get out. They were all going to drown. Maybe they did drown, but they immediately wake back up, as they have gills, and on some parts of their body even have like scales. They still look like themselves, but they have been changed in some way. Our Leonin, Zior, and Torin now have gills under their mane, a little less visible. Zunis and Yagos have them like on the rib cage, right under the chest, and Raiden. Raiden has them there as well. He's not here today, so he'll just kind of be playing him in the background. Raiden is our cleric, who is our worshiper of Clothis. Also, just some housekeeping reminders that Othanos, the NPC who is with the party, has recently, ever since going in and being in the underworld and being in the presence of Clothis and watching you all take the shears of fate and snip the strand that was supposed to release the Titans, he has now started to worship or kind of give his focus is all on destiny now. It's all about like Clothis as well. So there's a couple other things to note. I think that's where we at. So it ended with this kind of climactic moment where, for the Zunis comes out of the water, like riding this giant, fish, him and all his and his party, hands outstretched, feeling the power coursing through his veins, and his gills and his scales and all of it. And that is where we left off. It is not particularly where we're going to pick up, but I will share that momentarily. So, any other questions? All right, we good? Should we get started? Restroom breaks or anything? Good. Okay. All right. Let me.
It was an eel.
That was an eel.
Oh, it was like an eel creature. Yeah, I could say like a fish creature, meaning like it was something of the deep. Yeah.
You thought like catfish or like sea bass or something.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's kind of weird.
When I say fish, it's like in the Bible says Jonah was swallowed by a great fish. Like it doesn't mean like what it is. Yeah, it's a fish. Yeah, so but it is officially an eel, a serpent-like creature. And so we opened today's session with a vision of the world of THEROS. This is not a vision that our players are experiencing. It's not a hallucination. It's not a dream. It's really more so for you, the players, for the audience, 2 people that probably watch this at home, that watch like a portion of it before they turn it.
That's how I get my recaps.
Yeah, you gotta get those recaps in. I appreciate it. I appreciate that review. But THEROS is in a state where things are changing, and you've known this for a while. You've being the keepers of secrets, the god of secrets, Krufix has been constantly trying. You feel like he's been coming to you all, trying to help you and trying to keep a balance, trying to keep the Titans from rising. But right now, from all that is going on in THEROS, we kind of pick up in the deepest, most depths of the underworld, a world that is a flip to the top, that is kind of literally hanging off the bottom, a kind of flipped upside down of the world above, and there is a war going on. It is a war with returned on both sides. It is a war between Phoenix and Erebos. And then across the desert, across the plains, out across the plains of the Rescos, at the Dark Gates, there is a war as Bogus, the god, is sending his gnolls and his centaurs all out to, and they are fighting and battling with the hoplites, the Acroans, with their red capes and their bronze, shields and helmets, fighting alongside the bronze bullies. In other parts, in Odunos, where there is a hole that is open into the underworld, the Murder King is warring with Acroans, and it feels like all of THEROS is in a state of fracture. Krufix and Clothis trying to hold it together, as we can see, as we kind of pull back, as you can start to see those strands, and many of them are beginning to fray, many of them beginning to snap. Close to black there, and we'll open up a little bit more calm.
Oh, fuck.
And where we will go. A second here. So, the party, the keepers of secrets, they don't have a ship. You come to on a foggy night on the docks. It's like foggy. You can see a little town in the distance. If you are to go on Legend Keeper, I didn't pull it up, but Neo Lantern is the last small little village look what Melitus is along the coast. It's the last little city, and it's the closest to Kratos. It's the closest to where you were. And the party is swimming up on that eel and emerging from these misty waters, frigid waters, even though they don't feel the cold in the same way. Alone, they can see the docks in the distance. They can see the torch lights. They can see a few people going to and fro. This is not like the hustling, bustling harbor of Melitus, the great city. This is a little small, quaint fisherman's town, right? And as they push through the waters, almost like sharks, almost not making much of a sound, they climb up onto the docks. And there are a few people there. The sun has just set recently, and people come down. Zunis notices that a couple of people who are there on the water might be fishermen who are praying to Thassa, and they see you all climb up, and then they kind of like give a nod, like praise Thassa, like almost like they're seeing almost as they watch you, almost like they spotted you, like like dolphins coming out of this like water. But they don't approach you. They don't say anything. They tend to themselves. Everyone in this place seems to seem like they keep themselves. You all look over on the docks, and you notice Othanos' ship. It's there, parked out in the harbor, in the Perpino. And you can hear the familiar voices of some of his men, kind of drinking. Sounds like, and the light where the drinking is coming from is partially the gate to the city or to the small little town. It's like you see a little awning blowing in the wind. And still, there is a tavern there. The sign is the Foggy Seahorse. You notice that there is a way to approach from the land and from the water, as there's like a little dock on the side where little river raft, kind of like rafts, float up to the front door. You can hear that commotion of the tavern and people talking, and I've already explained to you how you all look now. And the strangest thing is that the last thing you remember was seeing Zunis with his hands outstretched, riding on the waves. And now you're here. There was no in between. It's almost like you blacked out, but you came to very much not knocked out. You came to very like focused on your intent. But as you've climbed out of the water and now standing on these docks, you're kind of like, what has brought us here? How did we get here? You know where you're at. You've never been in the Atlantic, but you have a feeling like, the general area feels like you haven't gone far. You're clearly safe. You have all of your gear. I'll turn it over to you all. How would you like to proceed? You can see a couple of guards that further into the city, and like I said, the Perpino is somewhere out here in the docked.
I still have my arms stretched out, thinking that I'm still on the magical eel.
And you are. It's almost like the eel just dropped you into the harbor.
Yeah, just like and like the water's like kind of hitting the docks as it's kind of spraying me. As I'm still thinking, I'm like, until like, one of y'all, someone shakes me and I'm like, what happened? Where are we?
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. Like where? Yeah,
dude,
do you know?
Are we dead?
I mean, I'm feeling pretty alive right now. In fact, I feel like I have extra gills now. But I don't know where I'm at. Sorry to make light of the situation, but
and I'll share very quickly here for those that pointing towards this is home. This is Neil Lanton, where I'm circling right now. And if you scroll back, this is where you were at. This is Creta.
Yeah.
And this is Melitus.
Okay. Creta is where we just were
when you were on that island.
Okay.
I mean, maybe this. Maybe we were dropped off here. I don't know, but I feel like I'm still alive.
This is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There's.
Oh, yeah, look at the back of your ears.
Got gills now.
See, it's. You know what?
I've never really been comfortable with water.
And
now apparently I can breathe in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel very similarly torn.
Suddenly the door of the tavern swings open. You hear a little bit of as it closes. A little jingle on the door. And out to the cold steps kind of, you see Othanos looking towards you with his helmet under his arm, breathing with his chest kind of exposed under his chest where you can see his gills going up and down. You're the one that did this to me. You called and so we came. For what did you call me for, Zunis? And we'll crash the plaque and do our running credits for today. Right back.
That was about to be on your head, bruh.
About to.
Better collect your thoughts.
I need another.
I need another
So
drink.
this third spell slot, I have a spell I'm gonna cast like every single time we start to play.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen do it. Screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Broken, the school's closed, the prison's open. We ain't got nothing to lose. Everybody, we rollin'. Everybody, we rollin'. With some light-skinned girls and some Kelly Rollins. In this white man world, we the ones chosen. So good night, cool world. I see you in the morning. I see you in the morning. This is way too much. I need a moment. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking. I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Till then, that the world's ours.
All right. We know my man Kanye's lost, but
I
the
know.
song is still dope. So let's just
That always just gets you in the mood.
There's plenty of lost artists that we listen
There's plenty
to.
of worse that I still.
Yeah,
I've
yeah, Kanye also.
So I went to my cousin's wedding yesterday, and Jen and I have come to this agreement. Like, well, we're separating R. Kelly from what he has done.
You have to separate the
You
artists.
have to.
You have to. The only thing about R. Kelly, I will argue, is that a lot of his songs have the story in it, and that's what makes it. Once you start listening to him, it's like, oh, how did I not see that? And that's what makes it a little cringe. Because you can't listen to the songs the same way. I can watch the Cosby Show and be like, ain't nobody knocked out. Like, it ain't like a.
Oh no!
You know, and as much as it hurts me, even like Michael Jackson songs, which like I celebrated his songs, like listening to him now, I'm like, oh, that's all about child rape.
But no, but just because he's been,
the worst.
Like
that's terrible.
There was so much he had done before he went to that point, and I still kind of feel like R. Kelly, like, okay, of course he was always in it, but I've separated him. It's like
you have to.
I'm not judging anybody. Like I can't be judged by that. Like only one person judging
Most of the
me.
greatest artists in history, like we just don't have a social media. Like we have a way to like find this stuff out. A lot of stuff they can find out that people died, so they kept praising. Like when it comes to the RPG world, we praise and love Lovecraft for the cosmic horror. He was the most racist piece of shit.
Yep.
And even the way he describes a lot of his monsters are based on the way he sees black people, Jewish people.
Oh snap! I did not know that.
Yeah, well, a lot of the way he describes the darkness, like his ultimate evils are like the like, you know, it's the word, black word, but it's like Negro. He's not saying Negro, but a lot of he pretty much, his idea of all evil comes from darkness. It like all comes, so therefore we are a form of that perversion in his eyes. You know, we're a form of that. We're a form of that like cosmic horror. So I don't know. You know.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Like I said.
Well, that's a light conversation.
Yeah, I know. Let's get back. Before we do 2 hours, this will be our social justice episode. THEROS. At our break, I'm not going to keep chatting, but yeah. So we've seen where we're at here. Pizza. Oh. And so yeah, we'll pick back up until Thanos is waiting for Zunis, and but anybody else can respond. We'll just hold up till.
Well, Thanos, you look so weird.
What happened? What curses have you brought?
It's not our fault. It's that guy's fault.
I'm sorry, no, Thanos.
What did you do?
You see me
Why did you
cowering
go back
here?
on the island?
What'd you do?
I didn't know that what would transpire and that y'all would be affected the way you did. I don't know what to say. I'm glad you were alive, and I'm sorry that this happened perhaps we can find a way to make it better, or maybe this will be perhaps a good thing for everyone. You can breathe underwater now.
It's true. I shouldn't be too upset, especially as I have thought about it more. Maybe this is destiny. Maybe it is my destiny. Maybe it's a test of Clovis. But don't let them blame it all on you. They should have kept you from touching whatever you did. What's done is done. I owe you your pay. Well, appreciate the help. But there was enough cut to go around for everyone. So he hands over 200 gold pieces in pouches to everyone. Plus each. And he says, plus my men seem to like that they can breathe underwater now, and the lynches here are giving them a couple of looks. So they already are trying to plan a vacation to a Triton City.
Wow.
Plan a vacation.
I'm glad to hear that, despite the surprise that most of your men are taking this slightly more lightly.
Come, let's have a drink. We still accomplished our mission. Cheers, you guys all sit around, and there's a little bit of ruckus inside of the tavern there. And as you sit down, Zunis, you still don't know, all of you don't know why you blacked out. What's up with that? It's just a moment to kind of figure out what's going on with that. Or he said you called him, As the barkeeps come over and can I get your orders? Got orders for everyone. He goes back. So there's a little bit of time for everyone to kind of chat.
I mean, I honestly don't remember much other than following you down the stairwell, and then when the water started to rise, my first thought was to the wild shape. So that's what I was trying to do, but it didn't work.
Do you remember being on the fish that let us out?
No.
I thought
I just remember I just remember being able to breathe underwater. That was kind of the last thing I remember, and then it all kind of went to black after.
We're back here from that.
Yeah.
Oh, Theros, did you see us just appear at the docks, or you were inside?
No, you sent me a message in my mind telling me to meet you in Neoland. We had already dropped off Ocastus. We had been paid by his father.
Yeah.
And then we start. All of my men kind of keeled over, and it was a process. I don't want to. It was horrific. We thought we were dying until we realized things were okay. Thank God we were the earshot of the militia guards. I heard your voice in my head. I will say it sounded funny. Not quite like it was your voice, like it was yours and someone else's. But then again, no one's ever
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I do remember getting, because I could breathe underwater. I remember looking back up this, I guess what I thought was the stairwell. Yagos's hooves, my guess as the struggle of trying to be underwater.
Clippity clop. That clippity clop.
Right?
That clippity clop.
But I remember being on this eel serpent-like fish that was coming through, but I don't remember thinking to communicate. It was like a brief moment of euphoria, or just waking up here. Hence why rightly so, my compatriots here were making fun of me for still having my arms up when we landed here on the dock. I am unsure what would have possessed me to relay that message to you.
You know anyone that would know what is going on? Oracles.
We can holler at my girl Kia. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean,
we can.
That's always an option.
I mean, but before we do that, look, I just want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly. So, Othanos, you received the message in your mind. That was the voice of Soonest.
Yes.
But Soonest,
Thank you.
you have no recollection of making that request either in your mind or out loud. I don't remember hearing you say it.
I'm trying to think back when I was at the mural and had uncovered the secret. It's fuzzy right now, but I remember reading it was a vision, or it's hard to remember.
Maybe we deserve a night of this. He's pumped. I heard you. I don't know. And then at the side of Peppers, the Wonderworld, this little like guy playing a lute in the bard. Phoenix and Hell and Erebos are fighting a war, and it's the most saddest, awful song about like how eventually no one will go to Elysia, and it will all be for naught. And there's like suddenly like a tomato hits him, this young kid. He's like, shut up! Play something, Karen. He just kind of like, play something more lively.
Kids are out of control.
He's probably like 17.
No
Yeah.
respect.
It's true. It's true. It's happening. You should know the truth.
The THEROS.
Wait.
What's happening?
I'm just blowing at this kid.
I approached the performer, the bard, and asked, "What do you mean? Why sing this song?"
Basically, tell tales of what I hear across the land, travel to every town from Melitus on this past week, and constantly it is what people are talking about. People are saying that there are more returns being spotted, that the VNAX is at work, and it just was a song that I wrote. I don't know. I clearly am not good at choosing my audience. I will play something more like.
It wasn't a good choice, but nonetheless, here, take this gold coin and
thank you, fine sir. Thank you.
I just feel bad, and yes.
Question for you. I know your song was, I mean, it hinted at what was happening there, but do you have any like specific stories or any specific encounters from the people that you've come across?
Unfortunately I don't. I can sorry, it's probably a bad song. It's a lot of hearsay. It's just more of what you get from this conversation with him is that this is a vibe of like some of the just kind of what's happening in THEROS kind of thing. It's not a news, but it's kind of like the art and everything is kind of reflective of what people are experiencing. So it doesn't necessarily mean there's going to say a hook here or anything like that, but it's something to take note of that, and maybe even almost think of it as a direct correlation to what I shared at the beginning, where you all didn't know that, and now you kind of heard this kid talking about it. Do with it what you will. Gotcha. And Lisa goes back and he tries to. He looks around like people are like, ah. Can I have a perception check?
$21 for me.
Nice.
16 for me.
Oh, well. Erica! I wasn't there.
I'm gonna give you an inspiration point for reaching out to the kid and talking to him first.
Oh, great! Thank you.
So 21 is the highest I've heard, and so
14.
So Torin. As you're sitting there, Torin, and you're kind of realizing that you have lungs and these gills, and the gills kind of like don't need to like working on the like they kind of like close up. So you're breathing like naturally, you and Zior, but you're overhearing the guy at the two guys at the tables next to you. They seem to be soldiers, not like any particular guard. They could be just guardsmen. They're like, yeah, things are getting crazy out there. Heard about them. I heard that the Acroans, they're full-on monarch. Their leader, the Queen Tyrannica, went with her 200 of her best guards to the Dark Gates to fend it off against hyena men. And I hear that she's actually teaming up with the Leonin armies. That's a load of crap. The Acroans would never team. They don't even worship. They're two different cultures. And they kind of laugh at it. So, no, I think it's true. There's a war going on, and I think I heard the bronze bullies maybe.
Wait.
And so this is just a conversation happening at a table next that Torin is hearing.
Yeah. No,
and so that's do with that what you will, Torin.
So as I'm listening to that, I convey the same. I tell my colleagues, like, hey guys, there's something brewing, and the Leonin are involved. So basically, everything that you just said, I convey to the group as well, just so that we're all on the same page.
Wait, you said bronze bullies? What the hell is that?
What is that? Who is that? What was that?
Here's the thing. Give me a history check with advantage.
Everybody?
+5.
I'm looking for a 12.
10.
Okay, so 18 for me.
God. That's 9.
Oh, you said with advantage, right?
Yeah. With advantage. Did you roll with advantage?
Terry, you guys roll with
Roll
advantage?
I did, yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did not
10.
roll with advantage.
15.
God damn it.
So Torin has definitely heard of them. 15, and you have heard.
And so is
And you're like, you guys are kind of like, what are you guys talking about? You've never heard of like, and they're like, remember, and like, so Torin, between you and Yagos, however you display it, but you're like, the group that was, they came to prominence, because this is all happened within the same year. So like a few months ago, it was like May's time of their world. There was this group that came to prominence and won they have this big like gladiatorial games, right? And they won the games, and then it was just displaying air, and it was everybody talked about how Erebos showed up, and they have like you start and if you're in Meltis, chances are you've seen someone with a kid with a bronze bully's like red flag, or you've seen a banner. They spread their memorabilia like crazy everywhere they go. So they are made up of Torin and you know that they're made up of merch. Yeah, they got merch. they go to a merchant and spend money on merch, and then have it disseminated wherever they
Wow.
go.
We are doing this wrong.
Wow, man.
Guys,
I see you.
Merchandising.
We got to be building a brand out here, guys.
You guys
Let's
are saying
keep it
that,
a cat.
nobody even knows.
Nobody knows.
We're talking about the bronze bullies. There is a amber rot, which means it's like literally a metal, a colossus version of golden or bronze version of a minotaur. There is
Fully reticulated.
articulated.
Reticulated.
One is a bard and one is a sorcerer. There is a Leonin ranger with them. And you probably don't know them all by names. And then there is a young boy, maybe around 16, 17, who is a druid and who comes from Akros. And then there's kind of a shadowy figure who's not really part of the process. So that's really the group that I just said. Oh, and a triton. A triton.
I know.
It's a mix. Okay.
And then one of the guys at the table goes,
I didn't hear a word of that. I don't know if that was a.
Oh, the pipe. So basically, one of them, the Triton in their group is dead. Has passed. Died fighting a Hydra.
Yeah, we didn't lose anybody to a Hydra, or did we?
Sorry, guys. We still got our Trident.
And now he's the king of the world, apparently.
Right, riding on eels.
You
Extra
also
gills
notice
now.
with that 21 that as you look over, there's a mysterious, elderly-looking gentleman sitting in the back of the room. He seems to be doing nothing but sipping his drink, his cup. It doesn't look fancy, doesn't look poor, but doesn't look, and he's cloaked, hood on his head. A very dark-skinned fellow with a sandpeppery white beard, just kind of staring at you, staring in your direction. And when you realize you're being stared at, and you look over, he, just casually glances away and looks elsewhere. At that moment, in walk two figures in all white garments. They look like priests of some type, a male and a female. And they go, "You heathens, hear the word of Heliod, and stop worshiping your false. You don't need to worship the sea. Heliod is the only. How have you people have fallen? You did not realize that it's Heliod, the god of light, saved you from the plague, and you still have Thassa up here." And one of them takes. There's like in these little pockets in the wall. There's different statues, and there's a Thassa. When he takes it, throws it on the ground, and it like shatters, like a small statue. You should listen to. And then the Barbie goes, "Hey, you! This is the third time this week. You all have to go. I'm gonna call the guards. You break my shit, you gonna pay for it. And you're gonna get it. You're all gonna get it. You just wait till Heliod. There's one God. There's one order." And then they get like, oh, people start like ushering them out to the streets.
What the fuck?
So it's a rowdy night. There's a lot going on in this little town. What are you
Where's
all?
Johnny?
I-
Oh, my baby.
Yeah, you can take him out and take him upstairs. You want do you guys want to get your food? You guys want to take a? How you feeling?
Let's take a small break just to...
Since we're in the tavern, and I didn't just realize that came in a while ago. So we'll play it like we'll keep playing, but we'll take 5 minutes to get your food, and so since they're in the tavern, get your food, refill your drinks, that kind of stuff. Think about maybe what they're thinking about doing next.
So this actually arrived at next door to your neighbors.
Oh, it went to them? Did you put it? Oh, they were. Yeah, they were.
Just where, I was like, we're Green Bay Packers. I was like,
So I gained a new. It allows me to cast a spell on all my teammates that gives them 5 extra hit points and 5 extra maximum hit points.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. Did you see it? It looks, why don't you go look? It looks really good. Okay, you can wait right here. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get my check.
So, yeah, a couple did not get back to me about the tickets.
Okay.
So, would you still like to go tomorrow?
Would it? I mean, are there any other home games or not really? This is like the last one.
No, that's not true. I mean, there's playoffs. So, I have. So this is kind of what I'm like thinking is if we decide to go to a playoff game, I can sell my ticket. It's going to be like, since LAFC gets all the home games, if they make it to the MLS Cup, it's going to be at the bank. So now I get dibs on the next few playoff games. I just don't get dibs on the MLS Cup. If they make it to there. That I have to do whatever they do for that.
What time is the game tomorrow?
At 2. Tickets are like 90 to 100 for like the cheapest. 2 tickets. So you don't have to make a decision now, but if I find you a thing here, bring it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk to Chelsea and see. Probably fun.
You a soccer game tomorrow?
Yeah, it's crazy at the top of the table, man. Top of the table.
So they play Nashville tomorrow.
Nashville. Oh yeah, Nashville is a newer franchise, right?
Yeah.
Like within the last couple of years.
Remind me before we leave to fill you down. All the shit.
Random question. Do you have any brown spray paint?
I might. I think I threw away. If I do though, the problem is it's not flat. It might be shiny. I don't. I think.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's
Thank
for
you. Have a good night. Have a good day.
it's for a tail, for like a wolf.
Like what kind of tail, Eddie?
So there's a Halloween party, or not Halloween. It's a costume party. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear.
Now, can you get the groceries out of the trunk?
Right now? Oh.
Is this the break time?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know if it's like if it's perishables, then yeah.
So I need this.
Yeah.
What are you going brown? What's that?
Oh, baby,
It's kind of like my
got you
nose.
trapped in here.
It's like the shape of my nose. It feels really big.
Beetlejuice.
You can't see goddamn thing.
That's from Beetlejuice.
Yep.
That's the husband.
That's the husband.
Can you breathe in that motherfucker?
I was about to say,
Not well.
from here it looks like a face hugger.
You can't see
On the top.
anything.
I did one of those too.
From back here.
Remember when they get lost, they did so scary to scare them?
Oh, because you got the glasses and everything.
You have
Was
the
he a good
eyeball-
boy?
the eyeball gloves.
Was he a good boy?
Not really.
Yeah, it comes with the eyeballs. I guess I would put them on my.
On your fingertips?
I just don't have. I need to get like a plaid. So, anyways, this is so the other costumes where I'm actually wearing.
It came out really good, right?
She wanted to be the wolf,
Yes, it's very
and so I would be the Red Riding Hood.
Can I steal
Oh.
a slice of you guys' pizza?
Love it.
I'm not-
Flipping the gender
So,
role.
so I have like a
Little
cape.
fem dom.
They put it
That's not it.
Her friends are very accepting.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, man, I'm not good.
Yeah.
This little munch is getting very heavy. I have like a little belt, but it doesn't go in any of my dresses, so I just. What? Because it's all bulky. I can't sit down properly. I can't sleep. I wake up so many times in the middle of the night and Adonis is laid out like this. And his legs are open. It's just pounding. Like, it must be nice. And Gold is snoring, the mouth is asleep.
Must be nice.
I would love to.
Right.
Someday.
Emmy. Emmy.
Talking to me?
Sorry. It's just really funny with you. I forgot who's. Are you watching Hot D or Ring of Power, or watching any of those two?
Hot D?
House of the Dragon.
Hot D.
There's plenty of people calling that too.
I am not watching Hot D. The House of Dragons. I haven't kept up. I have started it though, and then I've been watching the Lord of the Rings show. Yeah, watched like 2 episodes just last night.
I like it.
Huh?
You like it?
So, yeah, I mean, the Lord of the Rings show is okay. I don't mind it. It's like a little, I don't know, it feels a little over dramatized now. You know, like they have Galadriel like coming out and being like the savior, and I don't know. It doesn't hit right with me for some reason. I don't really know why. But yeah, I like it fine. It's entertaining. I'm a big fan of. I know it's super white, but like I like Tolkien. You know.
Oh no, I like Tolkien. I think for me that's the problem with it. It just doesn't feel like Tolkien enough for me.
Yeah, it's a little too. I don't know what it is, but like, it feels like they're trying too hard to set her up. You know, as this, you know, all-knowing, powerful figure. You know what I mean? Although she is, you know, later on, but it's interesting that actually seeing the face of Sauron was a little weird to me.
So weird.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's what he looks like.
Oh.
It kind of took some of the mystery away from him, you know.
I agree.
But it's not bad, you know. I've enjoyed it, and I'm gonna watch the whole thing. Probably rewatch it at some point in the future. So, whatever that says. The House of Dragons, I haven't watched enough to get like super into it or have like a negative opinion about it. You know what I mean? It's entertaining, I guess. It's going to be a lot about incest, as they all are. Sounds like.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of a big put off. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Very unpopular opinion, but I've been enjoying the Ring of Power more than House of Dragon.
Interesting.
Which is, I don't know. The last episode was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Last night's episode of Ring of Power was good. Okay. And I didn't really care for the one before that, even though it was like the big battle one. It was like, it's not a bad. I walk away from it. I never feel like, damn, like that, like how when we like I don't.
Oh yeah.
Like when we watch like Batman, like Eddie, that shit was so good. Like I don't feel that. I don't get that feeling. I go like, wow, that was really good CGI. It's like I'm dropping out of it so many times to analyze what I'm watching that I'm not like caught up in the adventure. Right?
Yeah.
It's like D&D where I keep thinking about the game, that I'm playing a game or that I'm watching a show. I'm not like lost.
Yeah.
I'm not like House of the Dragon either. I'm not like swept away in this other world. I'm just like
really not.
Yeah. Same. I mean, it's like it's entertaining enough though. But like, I completely get what you're saying. You know, it's
Yeah.
not like this immersive story where you're
Yeah.
so wrapped up in like the narrative that you're like not thinking about anything else. Like it's enough of like a blip. You know what I mean? To where you're like you can be
But, like,
critical.
I got something to watch on Fridays. I'll sit here for an hour. I'll find out what happens next. But
Right.
there is no character in Ring of Power that I really have gotten behind yet. Like no one has been. And the way and maybe if Galadriel is on an arc, but the way they're playing her right now, it's very like that's the kind of shit a lot of stuff she does I expect from my villains. And so I'm like, I'm just completely detached. Like when she tells the orc guy, I'm gonna kill all of you until you're down to the last, and then I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna torture you, and then she's not even like having a conviction. Then she abandons it, and it's like, I'll kill you now. It's like, and then like the other guy has to come in and stop her. It's like, what are you doing? Like, it's just kind of, and it's not even her. It's the writer's room is a little wonky. It doesn't feel like they kind of have their shit together, like where the story really want things to land, how they want you to feel about characters when the show's over. Yeah. You just kind of feel like, okay, I think Galadriel could be like that. You know, maybe she was maybe she's just like kind of ruthless back in the day. Okay, but how am I supposed to get behind her? So that if I can't get behind her, who am I supposed to get? Am I supposed to get behind the hobbits that I haven't seen in like 2 episodes, or
they're not even hobbits, right? They're like the pre-hobbits, pre-hobbit hobbits.
I was
arguing like Harfoots
group too about I have some issue with the diversity but my buddies are, arguing like, it's good to see diversity in any form. But for me, it's a kind of a slap in the face when you sprinkle black people into like Western European lore, because you have to, I don't mind them being there. I actually want us to be there. I want to be a part of the conversation, but give me some explanation for why they have melanin. Don't just sprinkle in one in a crowd, because to me, what you're reinforcing is that the world is still very white and still very white. There's a supremacy. And then there's like these anomalies, like so far they haven't established like where. So like what I would have like, if you're gonna do that, tell me what the black elves, where they come from, or like you don't have to give a whole episode to it, but let me see a group of black elves, because then they come from a culture of black elves or darker skinned elves. Right. You don't just have this one dude in there, and you don't see no other like black people. So you're like, why is he black? Like that's it shouldn't be a problem, but it's world breaking because it takes you out of the world. Because in your world, black people don't come out of nowhere. We're not like born like out of like two white people get together and make a black elf. So like, tell me, and then make him feel like he has some culture to him that makes him a little different, right? Like, for example, I would want to see a black elf that Terry's hairstyle. Not he has a fade. My man is getting like I don't know who's cutting his hair, who got clippers in the Tolkien world, but like. He's been a slave to orcs, and don't get me wrong. It's a nitpick. It's a nitpick because we nitpick with white characters all the time. The beautiful white characters' hair is always perfect when they've been through.
That's what bothers me though, man. Like all of Galadriel's like it smacks of such entitlement. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm gonna get what I want because I'm an elf. Fuck y'all.
It's annoying.
What if being black was like the opposite of like albinism?
That's what I'm saying. It seems like in these worlds, that's the way they don't have a reason to explain it. And some people should say maybe you shouldn't have. Like, I'm not talking about Little Mermaid shit. Like, Little Mermaid can be black or something. Yeah. But when you're building a lore, like a kind of like that is as ingrained as Tolkien, you should probably give me. And it's there, like in Tolkien, the way now Tolkien is racist as shit, but he has these people that are like darker. Well, they're not really like. If you look at Peter Jackson, all the people that come from the Southlands. In the way he describes them, they're like darker skin. So they are like Arabs, blacks. They're the people who sided with Saruman, whatever. So that's fine. He could be racist and have that, but I mean, like, if you could then have the people that did it. You could bring those cultures out. You can highlight their cultures instead of just like highlighting a white culture with some black people sprinkled in, because basically what you're trying to do is you're just doing a remapping of America, and the world is not like America. America is one place. But like a fantasy world doesn't have to be a remapping of the United States. Right. It's like, it's almost like white people writing black people because they see a black person in the neighborhood. It's like, well, that black person still had to come from somewhere, right? We know how they got here. But in your world, it doesn't have to be slavery. It could actually be a really cool, amazing culture that added something to everything but they're just not doing that. They're not thinking in that way. They're thinking about diversity quotas,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what it's become, though. Like everywhere, it's just I don't know.
And I'm not mad at it because
corporate America is like overcorrecting to like a weird degree. You know what I mean? I think most of
actual.
It just means that you need to do a little bit more. It's not enough for me. It's not enough for me to be bought in. You know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you, man.
Let's get back to where we are at. So, the parties filled their bellies with whatever meats and food that is on the menu this evening. Torin has witnessed this elderly man looking at him, but then glanced away as these crazy cultists came in and were ushered out. You know, if the party was to pass over into the evening or the morning, they were to find a room tonight, what would be tomorrow? What would be their goal? Anything? Not trying to draw it out any further, but like off the top of your head right now, what are you all? Maybe I'd like to hear like, what are you all thinking? What are they thinking? What is everyone thinking individually? Like, what is Yago's thinking versus what is Torin thinking?
Well, my first thought is the fact that I've now turned Aquarian to some degree, where my whole life has been outside of the water, outside of drinking and maybe a little bit of river crossings and swimmings, but never being fully submerged. Mm-hmm. That's a constant heavy on my mind of just how this new powers or attributes will go into whatever we're doing next. I'm just having a very consideration now, being this Aquarian being, trying to figure out, as well as with THEROS, trying to figure this out for him as well. Hoping we can guide each other through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like, I'm thinking about like my people and my family back home. Like, after hearing about like the wars that are happening in Arrestos. So yeah, so I mean, things have been real for me, but like it got like even more real because like potentially like people that I know are in danger. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a little disconcerted by the old man that's been staring at me, so I'm a little preoccupied with trying to figure out why he's looking at a, you know, not to be arrogant here, but a fairly intimidating looking Leonin that's like scratching at his gills. Like, why is that any of his business? I feel like there's something that's needing to be said there. And other than that, I'm just trying to cope with the fact that, you know, my body's a little bit different than I remember it being from before. So that's also kind of throwing me through a loop. But right now, I'm just trying to focus on the here and now so that I don't lose track of what's important.
Yeah, and Zunis, I just feel like, I don't know if to say confused, conflicted, I don't know what the right word is, but the visions that I've had, the dreams that I've had of, you know, swimming through the dead kelp, to the visions of a throne in a old Triton city, the girls, the sort of the background of Anastasia and Thassa, and you know, and this I would say gift bestowed upon now, you know, my brothers at war and Thanos and his group, but I don't know. I feel like I'm being called back to the sea, but I you know, I just don't know where to start. I feel slightly lost.
And as you feel that way, feeling slightly lost, Torin feeling weird about this old man looking. Torin, you look over and you see him again, and now he's looking at you again, and he looks like he's starting to stand up slowly to walk over and approach you, maybe about to come towards your table. When suddenly outside there's a blood coming, and then you hear like clearly something awful outside. That first scream pierces, stops everyone, stops the person from playing. And first of all, how do you respond? You hear just kind of, you hear a couple like fishermen running like, oh, watch out, watch out. Like, how do you what do you do?
I go straight to the door, figure out what's going on.
I just like grab at my weapon and like turn towards the door.
So what you see,
Zunis.
yeah, bring him back.
Entrant.
You see those two cultists or those followers of Helios played out. One of them gets thrown. You see something large, the silhouette of something big, hulking, that has just climbed out of the water. Grab. The other one is already dead. Her insides are splayed out. Look like they get pinched and like crushed, like kind of like pinched all the way, and then everything just kind of exploded out. Oh. And then the other one is being tossed and slams over here, and just blood splatters against this as this hulking crab. Out of the sea. Its claws clattering as it begins to turn towards you. Oh my God! Stop it! What is it? It's gonna kill it. Kill someone else. It's just rampaging there. What are you all doing?
Looks like it's time for lunch, boys.
Trying to stop it.
I'm rushing in. I'm like, well,
roll initiative.
We don't need crabs here. Initiative
for some fresh crab.
13 for me.
I am.
Oh, crap. 10 for Turin.
That is 12 for me.
All right, 12 for Zunis, 10 for Turin. 22. Ooh.
13.
Same wheelhouse. Is over here, behind the. Tries to get as close to the boys as possible. So I noticed you look. I'm supposed to. But she needs to know at all times. Her hearing's not as good anymore. She needs to know at all times that someone is in the room. If she ever thinks that you're gone, it gets too silent. She'll start like, and then start. And it's so weird. It's not like a bark. It's just kind of like, it's not even a howl. It's just very like guttural. And she'll just do it over and over again. It sounds like someone's killing her. Like someone's like, but she does that until you come and you find her and you come get her. She is not playing. As soon as you rush out, you see this, this crab standing on the docks fighting. We're going to get a good view there, Torin, of what's happening. As the rest of you rush to his side, I imagine, unless you say otherwise, I'll put you all right behind.
Is this considered like cover here?
You could use
this be used as cover? Okay.
So red, this is going to be you, Torin. Yellow is going to be Dior. Purple is going to be Azunis.
Yagos is out here.
My bad.
Yagos never made it in the bar.
He couldn't think of the doors.
Yagos eating a bale of hay outside. They got a bucket of vegetables outside.
Centaur jokes are so not right. Like he's like a trough. Oh man. They got like a pickup window.
That was so good. Sorry, bro. Rough. Full of vegetables.
You gotta give him hell for that.
That's actually a great running joke.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I love it.
All right, so what we see here is what we got. Yagos, you are up though, so they can talk all they want, but since you were outside.
Tap it on the glass. Yo, some shit popping off outside right now. Come out.
Sorry, man.
Getting
blown up.
Oh man.
Oh, It's all love. Hey, especially if you hit on this attack, it's really all love.
Oh, so good.
It's a crab.
Mm-hmm.
Giant crab. Yep.
Big old crab.
That means you got.
Take them pencils off.
I thought that was like
Oh, did you take that?
yeah, I don't know. Treat? What's the duck?
Oh, it was a treat.
Oh, it's oh,
he got the treats I put on the table. That's fine. You can have it. Out of here, bud.
Opportunist.
He went and found the treats and was eating them off the table. Yes, they ate. I did everything. I walked him. I did all the stuff I was supposed to do. Because I put him in the I put him in a cage for a while. All right.
Okay.
Blow them up. Blow up those crabs.
All right. So yeah, Yagos, what you doing? You're up. And then start planning what you all are. So just so you know, Zior, you're up next.
Okay.
And then
oh, really? With a 13?
With a 13, because Zunis is with a 12, Torin's a 10. So and then the crab is after you, Zior.
Okay.
All right. Well, someone go after. That group can roll. I'm going to move into attack.
Out in the loop, the first friend's dead. He's afraid. Alex runs over the top, leaping over the stairs, coming down, charging in, striking. When you make your attack? Got it? You know it.
You can see that.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do.
All right, you got a 10-second timer.
Okay. No, I already rolled. Not hitting it. No.
So if you already rolled, then what are you doing?
13. I'm trying to figure out what the.
Your attack plus your modifier. So if it's already there, then whatever you roll is that.
13 plus 10, so 23.
23, that's going to hit.
And then 1d8.
Poor crabs.
Plus 13.
So you, what are you using? What kind of weapon?
A flail.
Flail. So you smash that flail into the kind of the top of the hard carapace of this thing, and it kind of like when it kind of cracks a bit,
right?
But it doesn't start like a little bit of like greenish blood starts to come out of it. But you gave it a good wallop.
Good wallop.
How far?
Yeah, I said that.
How
I had to
far
like
did
recognize. I said it's a little wallop.
Yeah, that
it kind of reels back, little beady eyes, those little eye stalks moving around.
How far did I move to?
You moved.
Well, he was over.
He wasn't really up there. You moved about 30 feet.
Okay. It takes an additional 7. From boost damage. Yeah.
All right.
And then one more attack.
Okay.
19.
That hits.
An additional 20.
Additional 20?
12
damage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you just see as you guys are teasing Yagos for being halfway out of the place, he just leaps over the fray. He starts doing work on this creature. He hits it a couple times. He backs it. Kicks it with his hooves. It staggers back, losing its snapping and almost grabbing one of the guards, but missing. As that happens, camera spins over to Zior.
So I'm going to cast Entangle.
Okay.
On the crab.
Yep.
And you need to do a DC saving throw of 13 or higher.
17. Before I add it in, it could be a minus of dexterity.
Strength.
Strength. Yeah. Oh, so it's actually
So it's a strength modifier.
he beats it. Okay. So there's growth. So I mean, still describe what's happening.
Yeah,
so it's
so
like
I'm
vines
like
coming out of the ground, trying to
conjuring
like
vines
grab
coming
him.
out of the ground to basically
Bye,
like
Mom.
to
Bye, Mama. Where are you headed now?
I'm getting my nails done.
Okay.
to like lock up his pincers
Yep.
and to just like in general just kind of hold him stationary. So
And
that
as they try to grab him, he's like cutting them,
Yeah,
or
he
like,
just,
and
like,
then like
ripping
grab
them
his feet and
away.
kind of steps out of it.
Yeah.
What's the area effect? 'Cause doesn't it hit the when it hit the guys too? Even if you put it, I know you put it outside or kidding area if you shoot.
It's a 20-foot square starting from.
Okay, so you put it here, put it across it. Yeah, no, it's on this side. Okay, so it's like on the back side of him, so it's not hitting him. So that growth is still here. Side of- anything else?
No,
Bonus action.
movement wise,
Put it where you want.
I would maybe just come like right here, like almost like half covered.
Yeah.
Right.
Crab will, seeing as this hit back and forth by this, he was about to kill these guards, but now he's got this, there's a life and death situation, and so he will strike out at Yagos with making a claw attack. The first claw, 15 is not going to hit you, right?
No.
Nope. And then he will make a second claw attack for 18. That hits. So he grabs at literally grabs Yagos by his torso, his human torso, and starts to lift him up, and it's the heavier part of you start to feel the strain of the horse being kind of picked up, and those pinchers start to crush. You take 24 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Fuck.
Damn.
So you can make a, you can still attack at disadvantage when you're grappled on your turn, or you can try to escape on your next turn, or it might let it go if your party's able to deal enough damage. As you see him kind of, and for this thing, it has to be strong to be picking up an entire centaur, or grappling an entire centaur. At that moment, the crab returned to Zunis, and then Torin.
I'm gonna come up onto the dock here.
Yep.
And I'm gonna just yell, "Why are you doing this?"
And so as you
I'm
yell
an
out,
emissary of the sea. I can communicate
Oh,
with
so you can
beasts
communicate with
that are
beasts.
from the sea.
Yes.
Simple ideas.
fair enough, and you hear this. I don't know what do you think the communication process is? Is it a voice? Is it a? Because I'm going to give you the honest answer of what it is, but I wonder how is it communicated? Is it?
I would say
instead of giving the
it's-
monster a
it's-
silly voice.
It's claws. It's like a way that I
Yeah.
can kind of understand.
And so from that code, that more
almost like that.
it tells you that
There's something now where I will have to use my trident.
and it basically says it tells you that emissary of Boston must dispatch all enemies of Boston wherever they are. That is, yeah. So he's like, and it's looking at you like you're an enemy. Boston.
I'm gonna attack. I am not an enemy. Anemone.
I'm not a
You're an anemone? I'm an anemone! Ah.
Oh boy.
I'm not your enemy. We are not your enemies. As I strike.
Yep.
First missed. Second was a 16.
16.
First was an 11.
11 will miss. 16 will ding, and like you slam hard against shell, it does not quite.
I will. I'm gonna stay there to try to get in the way of where the guards. There aren't any guards. There's a guard here.
Yeah, they're like in the fray. They're like moving
I'm
around.
just there trying to like parry
They're
and like
there.
guard and like protect the guards.
Yeah, they're like God. They're trying to get over
No,
and
we are
stab.
not your enemies.
So as the fighting, you guys jostle back and forth. You move to Torin.
Okay. Yeah, I got some special music.
Okay. All right. So
All right. So I'm coming. I'm coming at that. I'm coming for the crab. The arm that's got Yagos
Yeah.
held. I'm gonna attack it with my longsword right at the joint. So rolling to hit. 13.
And as he kind of moves, you almost cut Yagos, and he kind of moves him in your way. It's almost like you stop short because you would have sliced through Yagos as he puts Yagos in your path instead of at the joint. The first one misses.
Dang it. Sorry, Yagos. Then let me just
People are like looking out the windows. like,
swing and a whip.
You're not your enemies.
I'm gonna. So I still have some movement, right? I'm gonna jump on its back, just to like piss it off.
To be on its back, you need to. I can put you behind it. You have enough movement, but if to be on its back, you're gonna have to give me a acrobatics check.
Got it.
And if you land this,
21.
you'll get advantage, which you will get advantage as you. What does it look like as Torin? Now, don't you get acrobatics at disadvantage? Since you don't wear. No, you wear a breastplate. You're not wearing heavy armor. You're a paladin, but you're not wearing the full plate, right?
No, I'm not wearing full
Good
plate.
stuff.
No.
That then you're fine. All right, so you land on the back and go for your second swipe.
All right, then I'm gonna use my claws, and since it's little eyeballs are like right within reach, like I've already like dug in, right? Like I've dug into this thing's carapace or whatever, like its shell, and I'm gonna. All right, 21 to hit.
That is gonna hit.
All right, so I'm gonna swipe at both his eyes if I can. I don't know if I've got that much reach, but I feel like I do. Like I look pretty big in comparison to that crab. So I'm gonna swipe at both his eyes with my claws.
Give me the damage.
And I'm gonna do damage 5.
It's 5. Still up. You're going for the eyes, but you're clawing at the carapace right above the eyes, and you're kind of peeling back some of that, and it's ripping, and it's kind of like meaty pieces, the chunks that are on the inside of it, but you haven't been able to get the eyes yet.
Okay. Well, just getting closer to launch.
Yeah, it's looking a bit haggard now, as you know, you all are like tearing into it. Torin does that in your turn. You're still on top of it. You're still holding on.
I'm done for now. I'm just gonna be hanging on.
So as the waters start to kind of seems like as soon as you notice the waters are kind of roughly crashing in, and then suddenly, oh God, no! This one guy dies. Another one comes out on this side.
Oh Jesus!
Another one climbs up. Round 2, top of the round. Yagos, you're up. Yagos, hopefully you know what's going on because they are now 3. All right.
We'll need all 6 of your actions as well. Seriously. There's your boy, only out.
20 seconds, guys. I know you gotta do stuff, but you gotta think in the moment. You can't. You gotta be like. You gotta be.
No, we're good. We're good. I know. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm gonna do already.
All right.
You said I'm rolling at a disadvantage, right? Because I'm grappled.
Oh yes, if you're attacking, if you can either use your action to try to get yourself free, that'll be your whole action. You can still move, or you can just attack, make your attacks a disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's like you're swinging while this thing is.
Wait. That would interfere with cast. Say I chose a cast.
That means like if it's something where I need to make a save, if it's a spell where you not make attack,
it's a buff.
It's at disadvantage.
It's a buff to them.
You can do that.
Okay,
that's fine. It takes your action. The spell takes your
No,
action.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying.
And you don't get multiple actions. So if you have 2 attacks and you use a spell, that's it.
No, I got
that's your
I got
action.
That's what I was trying to determine. Like, do I want to try to break free, or do I want to cast a spell? I think we try to break free. What do I need?
You need to give me strength, a saving throw.
Which is
you can't harm it, but you're free now. You're no longer grappled.
I just take a you know how they have the claw has a big part and has a smaller part. I just take the flail and whack right at that first little, just enough to give me that wiggle, and it lets me go, and I'm able to.
All right. Do you now you can. It can take an attack if you move away from it, but
okay.
But you can do a now. Right now, you actually does a.
Okay.
If you haven't cast a spell, if you have a bonus action spell, if you have a bonus action ability, you can do that.
They have to say bonus action. In the
has to say bonus action. So like your hooves, if your hooves were a bonus action, then you can use them.
If I move, but I'd have to move towards.
You'd have to move, so you'd have to back away from it, allow it to make a free attack, and then rush back.
And then rush back, and I don't have that much movement.
You have all your movement. It's your turn.
I know, but I'm saying I only have 40 feet, and I have to go 30 in order to do it. So I don't have enough movement to back off, allow it to attack, and rush back.
Yeah.
So, so casting time, it would say bonus action, right?
It says one action, then already you. So I think if something comes up, you can bring it back to you. But right now, I'm gonna move back.
We're good.
I'm gonna move the Zor to keep.
All right, so I am going to. I'm gonna go take some. I'm actually gonna.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Oh, nice.
And I'm gonna attack this crab.
Yeah.
Crab versus crab.
All right, so I'm gonna go with my melee.
How do I always wonder what druids look like? Do you transform in a puff of smoke? Like poof, are you a genie transformer?
No.
Are you a werewolf transformer? Or you
it's like joints and everything cracking.
Oh man, that's freaky.
It's like there's a wow factor there for sure.
Oh.
So what we're gonna do so we don't get we should get confused, but I'm gonna put your
put my marker underneath so we know it's me, a friend of fire, guys. Okay, so I rolled a 13.
I will miss because you both jostling back each other.
I can't tell if I have an attack for each. Like
you're a hulking crab, so I'll tell you right now, you're a hulking crab, so you're gonna get a +7 attack.
Well,
it's a 10.
Well, then in that case, I rolled a 7.
Oh, okay, 17. Then that.
Because I'm going off the numbers of a giant crab.
No, giant crab. A giant crab is a medium creature, so a giant crab is the size of this space. That's a hulk. So.
So 17.
17 hits, and then you're gonna do 3d10
Gotcha. Oh, I did find it. I knew I had something that was. I use it. It allows me to teleport quickly. All this action.
I'm gonna ask you about. I don't know how I want to rule this. But I'll ask you because whatever this ruling is, it goes for both of us.
Right.
Their size I can't imagine they can really grapple. Or do you think they can grapple? Like two crabs fighting, can they grapple each other?
I think that's like how they fight.
They fight, yeah. They kind of like hold each other. It's like a wrestling.
Yeah, it's like a leverage.
Fair enough.
It's more about leverage. So I just rolled a 21, but not with. But you said what was the modifier?
+7.
No. This is the damage.
Oh, that's the damage. You roll 20. Oh, 3d10 +4.
Okay, so 25.
No, I was gonna say, can't they do like bludgeoning damage? Or like,
that's what.
If there's a weak point, can't they go for like a chop? Do they have moves?
Yeah, they do the bludgeoning and they grapple regardless. So every pincer is I guess he could say yes, I don't want to grapple.
Right.
But every strike is a grapple. Unlike a more like you have to choose to grapple and you forego your attack.
Right.
They attack and grapple.
It's
automatic.
But if they choose,
so he's automatically going to grapple this.
Right.
This attack is now grapple, and then I can try to grapple him, and we can both be grappled and just stay there fighting with disadvantage, or one of us can try to escape.
Or with you having disadvantage, and we attack while you're grappled, doesn't that give you disadvantage too? Because you can't defend yourself.
But I think also like.
Say you're both grappled together, and we choose to attack.
I'll give you advantage,
17.
but whoever's attacking,
whoever's
grappled, get advantage.
Yeah.
People attack.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Are y'all yelling across from each other? Because I don't think this is.
Well, no. I'm clickety clacking. I'm clickety clacking to him.
I don't know. I don't think they.
Click clack.
Well, Zunis can understand.
Hey,
Yes.
I wasn't privy to the conversation, so I actually don't know what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Do this.
All right, what's your move?
Oh, it's my turn.
No,
It's
it's like number 2, right?
Oh, it's Zior. You attacked me one time.
Do I get
You
multiple?
get a second. You get 2 attacks.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going back for more. So I'm taking a double dip on this one.
This will be your final.
Double dip.
Double dip, no pun intended. Oh, this one's not good. This rolled a 10.
+7.
Rolled a 10 times.
Okay, that's gonna miss. I'm gonna the walking crab.
Oh, what's
then
the-
attack?
Which one?
This is starting with the one that came out of the water. I'm gonna try to attack. Isis. Goes. It's a 19. So, Yagos,
Oh,
23,
23.
and be grappled again. He's probably better off fighting. And Zunis will take 24 and be grappled. So now they're back in his arms while he's grappled.
That's way too much damage.
How close were you? Me?
I'm
He's like right
right
next to him.
on the
No,
dot.
so you were right.
This puts the second.
Was he
Walking
within-
Crab, who's now fighting?
Was he within 5 feet of me?
Sorry,
Yes.
the one. This is my.
Yes.
Like a few people.
Just out for
My little
blood.
pinky man gets away.
The
Smart.
pig survives.
Man, he knows what's going on.
The swine survives.
Yeah, we deserve a break sometimes. And then, so he's like clattering and killing a guy, and because they're just literally attacking first thing they see. He's finishing him off, but as he finishes that guy, he kind of has him both and gets him. And he tears him in half, and blood splats.
Where
And
the
then
hell is Thanos?
turns.
Where's his
Yeah,
home?
serious.
Where's
So
all
Thanos
of
and his
them?
men are kind of like slowly starting to pour out. Yes, his second turn. So now they're there. They're throwing spears. They're like starting to like fire arrows and stuff like that. A lot of them like they have like their they brought a little bit. Their basic weapons are on them. So but they're like just starting to kind of really understand what's
Kind
going
of
on.
hammered.
Can I say something real quick?
God.
Hey, anytime you guys are within 5 feet of me and somebody attacks you that's within 5 feet of both of us,
Yes.
they have disadvantage.
Oh.
I was reading that. I was like, I'm making sure
The
I'm reading
aura
this right.
of what is it?
No, this is just
So
protection.
So that's like
Because I'm wielding
everybody,
a shield.
Zunis, you're up.
Anyone I can see within 5 feet that is attacked, I can use my reaction to impose disadvantage on their attack roll.
Okay, so use your reaction. You get one reaction per round. So you can use it.
No,
you
I'm
can
saying
use
so
right
it
now.
would have helped him in that
So
situation.
you can use it right
prior
now.
to that.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
use it right now. I have to re-roll his attack, but that for this whole round you can't do it again.
Until it comes back up,
until a whole new turn.
Until my attack comes back up again, right?
No. You can only you can only do it once per. You get a reaction once per turn. So you only go through the initiative round.
Right.
So a reaction is the same thing as when you step. You know, like opportunity attack. That's a reaction.
Right.
If you don't have a reaction left, you can't do an opportunity attack.
Right.
So you have that reaction. So if you want to use it right now when he got attacked, and you want me to reroll that or reroll that attack, I'll reroll it. But then your reaction's used.
Right.
So you can't use it for you. You can't use it for anyone else this turn.
Right. And so until it comes around the roster again. Until my attack again.
Yeah.
And then I can get it again.
As long as it's a new turn, you can use a reaction.
A new round of attack.
Yes, a new round of attack.
Okay, so everyone, and once it goes through.
Because a reaction you can do when it's not your turn necessarily. You
Right.
can just see something happening.
Right.
So it doesn't matter whether you're at the bottom of the list.
So I'm just making sure I can
round.
use it every round of attack, but only once per round.
Yes.
Gotcha.
One
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay. Okay. So then I'm gonna re-roll his attack.
Yeah, his attack.
Okay. I think it's still gonna hit. So I think it stands. The damage. We'll just leave it as a damage stance.
Yeah. No, we're good.
We move to.
I'm just saying, just
Zunis, you're up.
just so we know that it's
He's like checking those dice, like, why is Dia rolling so high?
So I am pinched up. I am gonna use my, instead of trying to ungrapple myself, I will use my maneuver called Commanding Presence. Again, speaking to the crab, we are not your enemies. I am a vessel of Thassa. Leave us at once. And
what does that do?
I mean, I'm just speaking to it. The Commanding Presence just gives me an extra ability check
persuasion.
for like charisma.
Okay.
Or...
So you're just trying. Okay. So here's what I want from you before I give you a persuasion check.
Okay.
I want a.
Advantage. Okay. All right. Come on, baby. Plus 13.
Plus 13?
No, it's 0.
Yeah.
I don't have any extra to.
Actually, it's 0.
So as you,
That's my
are you saying this in your Triton language or
yes.
or in the Summon of the Sea?
Yep.
And as you say it and you're talking it out, suddenly, like there's another voice behind your voice, and if you could see Othanos' face, he's like, his eyes are like, that was it, and you say it and you realize it, and it's almost like you're trying to command the creature, but it doesn't work. It fails. So give me just your regular persuasion.
Okay. Regular persuasion.
This is where I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll advantage for the creature because they're really not trying to let up.
Those
Yeah,
Really not trying to.
that was a 10.
You're relentless, man. Jesus.
That is a 20, baby. 20.
Okay. So say what you said again. Like kind of recap one more time. Wait.
We are not your enemies. I am a vassal for Thassa. Leave here at once.
Drops you. Lets you. Anyone else says it's holy. Drops, and it starts to skitter. This one crab starts to skitter back into the water. Now it's really not its turn, so it can't move. But you can tell if it is its turn, it's trying to move away with Torian on its back. And it's like it's clacking, and it's like, and it says,
So you are Thassa?
What kind of
Can
crabs are these?
I roll a persuasion check to overhear that?
It's
Since
oh,
I'm right now.
I give disadvantage perception check.
Hey, take it.
I need a DC.
Oh, fuck
yeah,
me.
it's not gonna happen. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. I rolled I think a 7 or something.
All right, it's happening. Eunice is gone. He has given his point, but it's worked. He's at least dropped his friends. This one's starting to back away. The others are skittering. He can hear him. Like, what are you doing? We have a mission. Stick to the plan. Like skittering.
Right.
Because this has happened with Zunis. Torin, you're up.
So I kind of perceive that the crab
You can feel it.
that I'm on is like suddenly decided that this is not worth the fight. You know, so as I'm a little freaked out about going back in the water, even though I've got gills now, I gather myself and hop off first.
So but this is still difficult terrain, right?
The water is difficult for him, but he's on top of the crab, so he can just leap off.
But this is from my entangle.
Oh yes.
So does that impact the way it moves back into the water in any way?
If it's not once it moves,
Does
it would
have to
take
do,
damage like another check for your entangle. Technically, Torin's in the entangle now too.
Correct.
So Torin, what is it when you're first? So you do need. He needs to make the same.
Strength check.
You need to make a strength. Yeah, because there's vines crawling all over this, and they're no indiscriminator person to come after you as well because you're on.
Okay, so strength check. You're saying, all right.
13 or higher.
Strength
15.
Strength save. Strength saving throw. What'd you get?
Oh, it's a saving throw. Sorry. Oh shit, that's way worse.
Well,
I rolled 15 the first time. Second time I rolled a 6.
Stick with your 15 and add your if your modifier is a little higher, because sometimes your modifier for strength. What would your 15 have been had it would have been a strength save?
It was 15 total.
Yeah, so you're good.
Are they the same either way? Yeah.
No. I mean, my strength, the one that I clicked the first time, is a +3 modifier. My second roll was a strength +4 saving throw. So.
Okay. First one's a plus.
Fine, yeah.
So you're fine.
You would have gotten a 16.
You would have got a 16.
Yeah.
So you leap off.
You are not entangled.
We're not entangled.
Sweet. All right. So now I'm gonna jump at the one of the other crabs that's still fighting. I know that Zior kind of like behind me, right?
Either one.
So I'm gonna go to the one that's near the steps so that he's not killing. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. So I'm gonna jump there, and I'm gonna do an attack with my longsword.
Okay.
And I will also do divine smite, but first let me see about the hit. So.
You can always decide divine smite after the attack.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be 25 to hit.
It's going to hit.
Okay, and then I'm going to do Jesus. So 4 slashing damage, and then I'm going to do my divine smite. I'm only going to use a level 1 spell. So what is that? 2d6s, right? Let me double check. Sorry. D8s, 2d8s, okay. So I'm rolling 2d8s. So that's going to be an extra 11 damage, so 15 damage total.
It doesn't work in these things. They're just really strong break. It's almost like once you crack the carapace and you get to the meaty parts and start stabbing them there, it starts to really hurt them. But this one's the first time you're hitting it, so you're starting to crack into this thing.
Yeah, right on. That's kind of what I figured. At least it's not killing other people, though.
Yeah,
that was kind of my goal.
Is that your turn, Soren?
Yeah, I'm all done.
All right. As this is in Soren's turn, I need everyone to give me a D4 roll. You're gonna add all your D4s together.
Say a D4.
1 D4.
Quattro!
Oh yeah!
Okay. 11. 14.
So what's the total?
14.
14. So,
Nice.
When Zio are rushing in, here's the problem. Thanos, I didn't think Thanos' men quite understood. Actually, I would have rolled.
You're gonna fucking start hitting on.
Yeah. They didn't see.
They're gonna start banging on.
They just start banging on crabs. They just see crabs. So every crab takes 14 damage from the flood of an army of some of the guys are upstairs in the brothel. Some are passed out drunk. There's probably like 40 guys out there that are fighting sailors who. So every crab, that's a huge still win for everyone. So the first crab, the one that came out of the one that's backing away, is looking battered. As you know, your cavalry kind of starts pouring in. The one that Torin is fighting is looking a lot more wary, and then the The one that is fighting you is looking haggard as well. And then Howard, you've just taken your first, I guess, 14 from your own people. Now you guys can call out this because this is the top of the third round. You can use you can call out to THEROS and try to get his attention. Tell him, no, that one's us, or whatever. That's up to you.
Okay.
We're top of the round. We're Yagos. Well, this one, of course, hasn't moved yet, but it's clearly backing away.
Okay.
Don't hit it.
Don't hit it.
I mean, not if it's running away. It'd be like a waste. It's already running away.
I mean,
Or you can. I mean, it did crack you for like 20 points.
Enough to where, like, even if it decides to stay in the fight, it's probably going to die.
No,
it would be a death for it. But he has clearly commanded it, and it is like, okay.
He's retreating,
Yeah.
but the other ones are not.
The other ones are not so far. They look like they've kind of, like something's changed watching one of them change course. They're animals, and they're not having the most intricate conversations. But they're like, we're supposed to be killing stuff. And it's just kind of like, okay, it's like the alpha wolf is backing away, the other wolves will be like, what's going on?
Right. Okay. What?
Okay.
If nobody's grappled at this point, right?
Nope.
Actually, I'm just going.
I don't know why that's so funny. There's a back in the day when when YouTube first started, there was like these guys that used to dub over all the X-Men cartoons. They did Power Rangers. There was a Power Rangers episode where the guy looked like a lobster, and he's the Power Ranger suit's so funky, it's like dumpy and like it's like shaking like rubber.
Yeah.
And the bad guy, his move, he kept calling him. He was like, "I'm about to do crab ragout." He'd be like, he'd be like crab ragout, and like classical. You messing with the ookie boogie? Like he would change the move every time. He's like crab ragout. I swear, it's still a lie somewhere. If you everybody remembers the Juggernaut bitch, but that was the other one. It was this Power Rangers one where he was like crab ragout. He's like doing these like kung fu poses in like a lobster crab suit. It was hilarious.
I'm just gonna heal myself.
All right, okay. So you're not gonna attack?
No.
Okay. So Yagos bolsters his defenses as the camera pans to Zior.
I'm going back for more.
Oh,
I'm going back to the crab buffet.
I ready up for an attack too. I can't because it's a.
But what are you healing yourself with? Are you using healing?
It'll lay on your hands. It's not a.
Lay on hands. That's an action.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, lay on hands uses your lay on hands points, which is an action.
Yeah, that's
okay.
a spell.
No worries.
All right.
It's actually not a spell. You're using lay on hands points, or using cure wounds. Like cure wounds would be a spell.
Yeah.
He's using his lay on hands paladin and stuff, but it still takes an action.
All right. So
unless it says bonus action, I don't think it does.
Going back for more.
On
this one here. 18. That's a hit, and then 3d10, right? Plus 4.
And yeah. You know what I did? I did not get a chance to attack you back last turn. I skipped after Torin. I will make my attacks, but you can go ahead and do your damage first.
15.
15 damage?
That's the first attack.
This damage, though. 8. Well, actually, no. 8 plus 6, 15. Yeah, he's like this.
22 to hit.
To hit.
Get him. Nice. Oh, that's the
little interference.
Yeah.
18 plus 4, 22.
How do you kill it?
I basically I take my pincers and I just like split them in half, just like cut them like scissors in half.
Grab hands. You're doing.
And then I go right.
Yeah, so just burst in half.
Go right.
All this crab meat falling everywhere. Just the whole, harbor smells like fish as this thing is like dying and smells like the sea. It's a big move there for Zior, killing one of them as the other one is backing away. The first crab backs away. Anyone with a reaction left can attack it before it disappears.
I mean, I have an opportunity attack, but as a Leonin.
Yeah, that wouldn't work here, and it would only you'd have to be next to it. So yeah, this would. I mean, your opportunity attack for for range would not work here because you're crab. So yeah, only those two. If you guys want to attack it, Yagos, you want to attack it. Guards are already attacking, but they're not. They don't really count. So those see. So one combatant there, and another one is dead. And so some of the tides have turned. As I want to say, only the one fighting now. What this one does, pivots around and will attack as it's trying to run away.
Clickety clack the Zenith.
Gonna miss. One hit. It's gonna hit you, Yagos, as it's running for.
What? Hits me?
8, no, not Yagos. I don't like you said Torin for 18 points of bludgeoning, and it does not grab. It just pinches you and throws you prone, and then it runs.
What? So I'm taking 18 points. You said.
Now here's the thing. Yeah, I'll give if you actually want to kill it. If that's your plan, I'll give. It's like you can. It's not like they're gone. You can kind of see. Plus, you guys have gills, so like you could hop in the water and see where they're at. But
knock it out.
When I disappear, what I mean is like they're under the water. So technically, they're still probably this guy's still.
Try not to kill it. Maim it so I can talk to it.
But they're not visible, right? They've dropped into the water.
Okay.
They're not that fast, so swimming. Sorry. They only got very far. But they are submerged. They are running. So that ends it for that third one. So then we move to goodness.
I'm gonna chase. I'm gonna jump into the water and swim over to the one that was backing away.
You see it? Yep.
And use again my commanding presence maneuver. Use another die.
Give me another insight check.
Okay. Before I use that, okay. Got it. Would I be able to use my security die with this?
You can.
Yeah.
For this check, if you'd like to.
Okay. Just go without it. 12.
Okay.
That is.
Nothing happens so far.
Okay. Tell me why you. I'm still so I then just I don't notice anything in particular. I'm just why do this? Like why is Thassa commanding you to do this?
I think you under the water. You just it reels from you the way a beast or animal is that it starts to settle in what it said before. We're not an emissary of Thassa, at least to it.
Yeah.
And you're starting to think of the way it's thinking about it. I think what you get from it is that, and it's clearly clad underwater, but the conversation in the water is that you're just cursed. You're a curse. That's what it is.
Oh, maybe.
I throw my spirit. No, I back away. Just kind of like I stay in the water, just like kind of like thinking about what.
You just, as it's kind of shocking you, you see it slowly disappearing into the depths, right? As it kind of continues to crawl away. This putting us at Torin.
Pointing at me?
No, Torin, it's your turn. Yeah, you're. So you're like laying on the ground from where the crab hit you and threw you on the ground, so you can easily get up. You know that it hasn't gone far. It's not like a fish. It's just you could leap into that water and go after it, or you can let it be.
Well, it did escape. I did crack its shell a bit. So I figure I'm gonna let bygones be bygones.
Okay. So
I'll rejoin the group. I'll actually kind of get closer to Zior so that, Thanos' people don't get any bright ideas and start attacking him. In fact, I'll kind of growl at them like, that's Zior! And then I just get close to him to kind of make sure that no one attacks.
Running over there because no one up until this point has said anything, so they are rolling their D4s. So everybody roll your d4 if this persuasion does not work.
Oh shit! Oh no! Crap.
God,
They trying to make gumbo tonight off of everything.
Oh no! I rolled a 4 again. Shit.
2, okay.
Sorry, Terry.
9 total.
9 total. Okay, 9 total. I think he's been surviving. All right. So give me what you're saying, so that I can set the DC and then give me a persuasion check.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roar. Not this crab! not this crab! Not up in here. That's really about it. Don't attack this crab.
No additions to it though. So I need you to give me a persuasion check. You need to hit 20.
Persuasion, Jesus. All right, persuasion. Let's do this. I doubt it's gonna be a 20. Oh shit! Yeah, it's 11. Yeah.
So he takes the 9. It's like they're like stabbing at you now. They're coming, like all you see is and like torches coming at you. And then Thanos is like, stop. After he's trying to say these men have abilities. You know this. And then they kind of slowly, they start to like come down. No, all that was taken to your hope damage. Something taken to yours, so you're fine. What happened? What do you guys do? And as you're all standing there, you have a perception check. Actually, I don't need a perception. Actually, I think you all notice in the craze, everyone is trying to figure out what is happening. We've never had an attack like this. You know, people having these. I told you, and then that one kid is like, I told you the world is ending. And then
shut up, kid.
Shut up. The old man is kind of looking at you all, like, kind of looks at Torin, like, kind of gives you a nod, like we should, kind of like gesturing towards the door, towards like talking inside.
Is he telling me to leave, or is he just? Oh.
He's gesturing towards going back into.
Oh. Okay. He was like, "You brought these damn crabs here. Get the hell out." That's the vibe that I just got. So yeah, I will kind of shake the excess pieces of crab shell that have like cracked on me, especially from Zior's crab shell that just got beaten. I'm gonna follow the old man.
As he does, where are you going?
Worse. It's no worse than a crab attack right now. Feeling pretty good about this, guys. So, old man, what do you want from me?
There's much commotion outside. This definitely confirms my great suspicion.
I can't really hear you, Mel.
Sorry. He goes, this confirms my my suspicions. Let us talk in the corner. And the barkeep comes in and goes, these guys are great. They just saved us all. Ah! Like there's like a bunch of, so they kind of let that, the old man lets that happen for a second as they drinks on the house for all of you. Yeah, for all of our Thanos men. Yeah, and they do that. And eventually, like it slowly calms down to the point where you can sit around the table, talk with this mysterious figure. And so what he tells you, I was trying to get your attention earlier in the evening. I was looking for the right time, but did not expect what just happened. But it does confirm that it confirms my suspicions of what's going on with you. And he says, let me start by telling you a story. And this dark skin man, he almost has like gray eyes, very calm, white beard. When it comes down, he goes, there was a woman, a half Triton, named Anesthesia. She lived long ago. She was born of a loving union between a mortal land dweller and her mother, a Triton of the sea. She would visit her father, a fisherman, in the city, in a city nearby, one that is now walled, which I can give you that name of the city momentarily, but he does give you the name of the city.
Okay.
Close to Melitus, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. He says, One day, Thassa sent a kraken known as Mephis. And she sent Mephis to destroy the city. But Ephora, the god of all civilization, the god of the police, the god of the village, of the city, of civilization, she showed her love for the people, for the establishment, and she protected it by creating a wall of solid stone with the people witness Ephora's face on it. And so that kraken clashed with Ephora, with the avatar of Ephora in the stone form, and was battered away. From that day forward, the people of that city now bear, you will see Ephora's stone visage emblazoned and was carved into everything. But you see, that story that I just told you, it doesn't mention the countless lives that were lost as that battle ensued. Those people are often forgotten. It was Amastisia's father who was one of those, a fisherman in the bay, on the boat with his daughter, who had come to see him. The kraken attacked, and so the boat smashed asunder. He and his crew sank to the bottom of the ocean, and Amastisia was flung to the great depths. And it is said that in that great depth, something awakened and talked to her. One of the gods promised her something. And as she's losing her father in the depths there on the ocean floor, she saw an eye of doom. And she was granted a power to kill Thassa and to take the sea. No one knows which god offered it, but it gave her a power. It resurrected her father's crew and gave her a crew of Tritons to search out a weapon in a sunken city that would allow her to best the god Thassa. Now, Thassa thought this was foolish and laughed at the even thought of a mortal coming for her life, and told Amastisia that she would give her, if she could even just best her kraken, that she would spare her life, spare her from doom. And it's Amastisia who fought the kraken Mephis on the coast of Crete. It is there where she passed and she lost her life. It is where her curse began. A curse I now believe you married.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that story. Do you have a name, old man?
My friends call me Kay.
Kane?
Kay. I like Kane, but Kay. Just the letter.
Okay. Well met, Kay. And so you're saying that Amastesia's curse is now upon us?
Amastesia's, and then for a second, almost like everything for all of you kind of freezes. It kind of feels like for us would be maybe a glitch. But he goes on. Yes, Amastesia's curse means the wrath of Thassa is upon you. Unless you can prove you are worthy to wield the power as a champion and not an enemy, you are marked. I suspect there are 3 ways to break this curse. Just my thoughts. You could find a secret. You could find a way to remove this curse. There are some secrets in THEROS that even I wonder if the gods of Krufix know. But I have heard that there are a few secrets that one Gorgon, and when I say Gorgon, I mean like a Medusa, one Gorgon holds Donia is her name, and she is cruel. She is vile. She often requests a sacrifice for a truth. That's a stone throne made up of all the bodies that have been offered to her. Often, if you want to see, you have to deliver someone willing to petrify. Sounds pretty awful, then there's often options. Fulfill embrace it, take up her cause, find the weapon she thought for her, put it in.
I can't hear you again, man. I'm sorry.
Put it into Rasa's head. Second option would be to go after the Kraken itself. Find the weapon that she wanted to find, that she thought she could beat, and use it on the Kraken. I will say this Kraken is most vile. It is the worst of her children, and it is often the one that attacks unwillingly, senselessly on the coast. And though Thassa is not a murderous god, she turns a blind eye to her creature's actions. There is the third option, and that might be to embrace what has happened to you, to simply try to become one with your new ability. It may be difficult to keep the power, though, but I can tell you this: you are finding moments where you black out, senses of time collapse. Yes?
Yes.
That is anesthesia trying to take full control of you and your crew. I imagine that this will happen every day at sunrise or sunset. She will make her attempt, and either you can best her with your will enough times, or she can best you. And if she does beat you, well, then you will all just never remember being yourselves ever again. At least you won't have a death, you won't have anything. You will simply disappear and only be told in the legends of a crew that raids or kills a Kraken. I just thought I would share because I knew a little bit about the lore, and I saw you walk in and said, we're close to Creta. These guys have something going on with them. I'm smart like that. Can I have an insight check?
Yep.
I haven't heard any of this yet.
Uh, 14 for me.
Oh, but somehow I can fucking hear it through the water because I got a natty 20.
Wait, what do you mean you haven't heard any of this yet?
I was still in the water, wasn't I?
No, I brought everybody in.
Oh.
I brought you all in at the table.
I thought I was.
Oh no, I'm
just
sorry. That'd be a long conversation to just have you out there like 6 feet.
Well, no, but I was kind of purposely.
If you feel like you didn't come in, then that's fine. Then they could explain it. I imagine he was like waiting. No, yeah. Because remember I said like people like it was probably a good 30 minutes past. They were doing drinks and stuff before kind of like things came back down. So unless you would have stayed out there,
I did stay a little bit, but
you had time to stay out there and then still come in, have that moment. So yeah, you all know all of this, right?
All right. I rolled a 13.
Okay, so 17?
14.
Natty 20. So Zunis, what'd you get, Yagos?
You mean Torrent?
Torrent.
I got a 14.
Crazy, man. I don't play with you guys for a month, and then suddenly it's like Yagos and Torrent become. I used to do it sometimes with Zior and him. Now I'm doing it with you two. Just brain farting. So I'm gonna go. It's Zunis. This guy, if he's even right, knows way too much.
Way a lot.
And you feel like you may be in the presence of a celestial sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
What's his name?
K.
Bonus or whatever.
It's like a. Yeah, it might be Clothis.
Well, Clothis is a woman, right?
Oh.
They can take on different forms. They could be. They could be a man if they wanted to be.
But what was her brother's name? That was it. No.
Krufix. You all have had
Krufix.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So if Krufix, why would Krufix disguise himself?
Because we're in a public place.
This is possible.
to show up as the starry-eyed man. You feel me? Like,
drifted to the room.
We've had enough excitement for the evening. God damn it.
Okay. So just to kind of reiterate, we've got 3 options. So we can.
Before you even read those options, also, just this is where the point where he's got these options, and then you've got anything else that's just in the world that you want to do. This is kind of like deciding where you do what you go next. Right. I'll throw out there is the Kia's around, but you have to go back to. You can go back and talk to Kia if you want to consult another oracle. You have the vision. Remember the oracle. She gave you a vision of all the stuff about the wars that were happening between the gods. Mm-hmm. She talked about multiple weapons being forged. One being forged at the bottom of the sea. One being forged in the Mount of Velos, and all of them being god killers. And they talk about the coming of the Great Silence, but they don't. No one's ever explained what that is so far. The silence between the gods and the mortals. So, okay, I didn't mean to cut you off. Torin, you have the floor.
Just so you know.
No, I just I looked to my compatriots here, and I kind of reiterate. So basically, our options, as I understood them, were to embrace what's happened to us and kind of become champions of this, what we're currently considering a curse, but could ultimately prove to our into our favor. We could go get this weapon that's at the bottom of the ocean that's able to kill Thassa, but use it to kill the Kraken, and that way become champions. I forgot what the second option was, to be honest with you.
It was either to go take out the Medusa, right? Or get the weapon and take out the Kraken that it was trying to do, it was trying to find. Or was one other one?
Yeah, I don't remember. Gotta ask my man again. Gotta ask Kay again.
Kay, can you give us a quick rundown again?
Yeah.
Forgive us.
Hey.
Oh, so you missed that first one, right?
Yeah. What are our options again?
The options that he disclosed, one is to go find the weapon at the sunken city, use that to kill the Kraken. The other would be to get revenge on. That is the revenge. It's either embrace it and just try to see if you can. Zunis can outbest this thing that's happening, or find another secret. Basically, find a way to remove the curse. Find a remove curse spell or something strong enough to destroy this. And that would be finding. Basically, what he's trying to say is that a god. This is like a god level curse. Mm-hmm. They're harder to remove. So clear. Okay, what I'm trying to imply is because he may not know you all have talked to Krufix before.
Right.
So you could try to get the secret from Krufix or try to. But right now, lately Krufix hasn't shown up. So how do you contact Krufix?
Oh, we do have
and
that.
Then but what he does mention is Hathonia, this Gorgon that also holds secrets, and he can point you in the right direction if you were to journey to find her to see if there's another way to remove the curse that's outside of these two options.
All Gorgon female?
That's a good question, but like the way they're I would say yes.
Because I've never heard of it not being
a female. Yeah. I'm gonna say in this world they're all because I almost always present them as female.
Gotcha.
So my vote is to get this weapon. At the bottom of the sea, we've got these gills now for a reason, and this is the first weapon that's basically called itself out to us. I don't know if we necessarily need to kill Thonia. Well, Thonia has got some answers for us. It might behoove us to go at least have a conversation with this Gorgon and have this weapon in case we need to, take care of her. But having a god-killing weapon is probably worth having, even if we're not going to use it upon Thassa herself, because I know that Zunis, you worship her. You are essentially her emissary, as you've mentioned a couple times.
Well, I guess that's the thing. Am I really emissary, or was that just thinking that I am? But I'm again cursed. I'm sort of in the other camp of. Sorry, it's kind of meta right now.
I think up until this point, every time you've ever used your ability, Emissary of Thassa, it's worked, which means that very much are, until now, clearly this thing has made that
Yeah.
like it's put things it's made it questionable.
Yeah. I mean, I am, Zunis feels strongly that right now I just don't. I feel very unsettled, and I feel like for me to find some kind of, I don't know, peace within myself, I need to go to this sunken city
Maybe
and
this.
find
You
this
feel like
weapon.
this ghost is trying to take you and complete her mission, right? That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Which is kill the Kraken with the weapon.
So we're doing what the ghost wants.
We're at least going to get the weapon, I think.
Well, and wasn't there something about forging a weapon at the bottom?
That was a part of the vision of the original that Kia talked about.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I had a vision.
Does this kind of tie into that? There's an opportunity to find that out.
I think so. It's like the vision that I had was centered around like a blade, like Heliod's blade, radiant blade. It's like it's somewhere in like the Vale.
So the Gorgon was the one that was trying to find the weapon to kill the.
No. The half Triton and Mystesia was trying to find it because the Kraken killed her father. She blamed Bassa and wants revenge.
Oh, we were just going to the Gorgon for information.
That would be that's another option.
That's an option.
Together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like I like the idea of finding the weapon, going to get information.
I know we're gonna end up fighting it.
And then
yeah, makes sense.
Going to the sunken city.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Torn's on board with that. Zior's on board with it. Like, sounds like everyone's on board with that.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Let's go swimming.
Yeah.
You can breathe underwater for a reason.
How soon do they set out to?
Morning.
Yeah, I feel pretty. I'd like at least get a night's rest. Get some eat, sleep.
Grab tonight.
Already boiling them chunks. You see, like suddenly that's when like they come in and there's like a big claw on the table, just like
I'm a vegan, but that butter's smelling really good right now.
Yes, they doing a little crab broil. Like I don't even know, they just boiling in different pots, little pieces in every pot.
Got some knuckle
It's the biggest crab cake I've ever seen.
Right? Got the legs over there. Got some claw meat over there.
And
little lobster bisque over there.
And so as you enjoy your evening, the K tells you, hands you a map. It was basically when you get to this spot, dive, but then you can breathe underwater and find what you're looking for. And
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt you, but who are you? Like, who are you? You are clearly no mortal. Based on this, I presume this information that you have. I mean, you can be quiet about it. Just
between us, I'm a watcher of the winds. I look to the sky, to the story, what's going on in it. I watch over those that I consider, I don't even say friends, but valuable acquaintances. I know Torn probably can't hear, but he says I watch over the winds. I watch over those I consider important, those I consider valuable. And he says, let's just say we met each other a long time, a couple of times. Well, maybe once. And I'll say this fellow here, his fur has recovered from the singeing.
blasted your ass.
Oh no! Hey, say it ain't so.
Oh well. One more drink for the road, and he kind of pounds his drink fully down and kind of stands up. I should be going. It's a lot to attend to. Kind of backs away. As he opens the door, the wind it picks up, and in the door, when it closes back and it swings, he's gone. And then there's just lightning crackling over the waters in the far distance. And then
Turin sheepishly waves at him as he walks out the door. Bye.
You all have been having drinks with Karanos for the past couple hours, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think that guy was a dick. I don't like him now. He's not such a bad guy after all.
And so, any last in the morning there, as you wake up and the birds are, it's kind of a beautiful morning. It's crisp, cold air. Birds are singing. Any last minutes before they set off, as Thanos is kind of pulling the rig, he has a bit hungover. It's a crazy night, but my belly is full. Good crab. I'm kind of almost, I feel for those who have fallen. That was some good crab. You have to admit that. As they're like hoisting sails or getting the ship together, all are preparing to head out. Yep. I'm trying to come in and steal the show all the time.
Sweet.
And
so Turin just kind of basks in the sun, and the warmth of the day, takes in the ocean breeze as he knows that he's going to be going somewhere that he doesn't like, which is in the water.
He's off camera.
What happened?
Now he got excited. Eddie got him excited.
Yeah,
Eddie got him excited.
Red Rocket time.
No, he's like stuck. He's just like, what do I do with all of this? What happens now?
Why is this happening to me?
I'm sorry, Sammy was.
Really Tor was on having some.
I know.
I was having a moment.
He was just humping himself with his red
Our
rocket.
games of all are so juvenile, but I love it. Like it's the only game that is like.
It takes that turn.
It takes that turn. Like we'll be having these moments about to cry, and then it's just like, yeah, oh, dick jokes. Let's.
Right.
I'm sorry, man.
It's okay. I was just enjoying the sunlight. You guys were enjoying the show over there. I just didn't realize.
You can't go around the deep ever.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what were you saying, Tori?
I was enjoying the calm before the storm, basically.
Yeah.
The sun is bright. I'm enjoying the breeze, and just getting ready to go somewhere that I dread, which is underwater.
Yeah.
Don't worry, my friend. It is not so bad.
Whatever. That provides me little to no comfort. You half-trident.
You have tried it.
Zior, you two seem like you're on board with this, but those thoughts of like they're Leon, and if this is true, fighting a war halfway across, not being with them. But I mean, at the same time, understanding that you set off on this vision to find your place, and hopefully Nylea's guiding your path. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, other than just like maybe what we're trying to do at the bottom of the sea somehow impacts what's happening with my family in some way. And this obviously, this obviously feels like the most pressing thing to do. And, for me if I were to leave now and to go run to the defense of my people or whatever, like, number one, how much time would that waste? Number two, I don't really know what I'm stepping into. So it feels like, even though, yes, my heart is heavy for what may be happening back at home, it still feels like where I am right now. And with this crew, like, this feels like where I should be and where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. The sail, it takes you 2 days to get there, and in those days, a lot of good happens. The seas are surprisingly calm. There are no Thassa doesn't come after you. No attacks from Tritons on the water. But you do need to give me Zunis a wisdom. Now, actually, I need a wisdom save from everyone because this curse is across the entire crew. What I'm looking for, it's a very low roll for to lose control, but I go by the lowest roll, not the highest roll of the entire group, which means that if Zior lost control or you lose control, the entire crew goes. So and you've all noticed weird dreams where you see this woman, beautiful woman, pale with dark hair, coming to you in the water. Check.
You said there's a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
God damn it.
20.
I got a.
Take the music in.
Take the music. Oh, Zunis don't. He's not giving you the more space. He's a very. He doesn't get him with Jennifer. He only gets him with Eddie and me if he gets really excited. Jeffrey never gets excited. All right. So I hear 24. Torin. I said it's a
20
low
for
roll.
me.
Good.
10.
That's close.
9.
Okay. Couple times you hear those voices, those dreams, but you never feel like a gap. As you know, I was looking for an 8 or more. Everybody's good.
Shit.
You literally both of you just beat it.
Yeah.
And so that second day, right around midday, Captain Othanos is like, "Hold, here we are," and you can see the spot on the water. No islands anywhere around you, where this fallen city is supposed to be, or these ruins. And you can almost tell that the water is rippling and kind of swirling, like a whirlpool, but not like a full, like almost like it wants to create one. Almost like if the waters are slightly unsettled there, where when they roll in, they just kind of seem to swirl a bit, but they don't dip down. How do you guys approach it? Jump in? No,
I mean, I feel like we all just stand at the edge of the boat and kind of look at each other. I'm like, well, we've come this far. Thank you for trusting in my judgment. It's gotten you some gills, but do this.
Let's do it. Are we jumping in the pool? The world pool?
Before you all jump in, water, suddenly the skies kind of go dark right above it, and the water does begin to swirl a bit. It almost looks like a portal to the Nyx opens up. Like it's a bright blue day with scattered clouds, but you can see the Nyx sky. When in the night in Theros, people can see the gods, but you can see as it dips down and this figure appears out of it, and that shape begins to appear before you. The four-armed Krufix, the god of secrets, just his silhouette of the stars, looming over your entire ship. And he shows up and he goes, keepers of secrets. I am so sorry, I have been busy. The time of the great silence is upon us. I must sever the connection of the mortals and the gods, because now I know the secret that was even lost to me. I now know what is beyond the Nyx itself. Reaching out to you with an anticipation, almost like you ever seen a god, like kind of having in this aha moment.
Epiphany.
The wind begins to pick up, and he says, I know what it is. I know the secret. There's a, and you hear that, and then it stops. There's a, and everything freezes, and then he begins to distort. suddenly your vision contorts sharply, and Krufix, your eyes are kind of contorted, and then Theros feels like it's blasting away from you at the speed of light, like into darkness. You're all blown into darkness. Dive into the deep, not the water though, something else. And then something hard and metallic is stripped away from your face. And you dry heave as something is pulled out of your throat. And you feel the sting cords snapping on your skin. Something, and then you hear a voice. Fuck, a female voice. God damn it, what the fuck did they do to you? As you all begin to come to, you start to remember your name. One of you struggles. Nothing makes sense. The room is massive. The room is dark, and it smells of rust and body and BO. And then this purple-streamed-haired girl is standing before you. This woman wearing this fitted leather armor that hugs every corner of her, unlike anything you've ever seen in Theros. You are starting to remember this isn't Theros at all. And Deck Dancer stands before you.
How did we in the bubble fuck this whole time?
Says, you have to get out of here before the second string of goons shows up. She's got a gun in her hand. What are your names?
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god! I thought I was dead. Like, I don't even know.
What
Oh
are
my
your
god!
names?
I am Edrin. Fucking Edrin.
You're a key. I know your name.
Yeah, I know mine.
I don't remember mine.
I can't
Theron,
fucking
yeah.
believe this.
You're still cyberpunk.
I told you months ago deep diving into the bumblefuck would do this to you. I told you not to play those untested strategy games. I told you, especially this new one that they're loading, D&D, what the fuck does that even stand for? And then she says, I warned you of psychotic splits that could happen. Who's this guy? Torrin said that she doesn't know who this guy is. She goes, I told you psychotic splits could happen. You could, especially by running creations of yourself within these games.
Oh,
but at least this latest program, what's this latest program? She's like, THEROS? What are you guys running, THEROS? And she goes, listen, I know you all look, you're fucked up. It's been a while. It's been 2 months. Long story short,
2 months.
the game lab you've been going to secretly fuck with your heads. Literally the place went a week ago, disappeared overnight. I have been trying to track you down over the net ever since. You look around as there are 30 other people like you in this room. They all seem to be like junkies strapped to machines, look like almost corpses. Some of them may even be. This group, they hack your permissions when you play these games. They hook you up, they get you hooked on the net. The deeper you dive, and then they use the credits you make in game to make a killing outside until you die. And then they do the same thing to this next poor soul. We have to get you out of here. And at that moment, shots ring out. Slugs start to hit the walls, sparks start to fly off of the machinery as you grab whatever you have around you. We're going into initiative for our final situation of the day.
In a
Outside of the
cyberpunk situation, though, like we're
I'll be
no
right.
longer using
5-minute break. Actually, 10-minute break.
scimitars.
Man alive!
We just went back to the cyberpunk. Oh, let's go.
I will explain a little later, but for now, just go with it. I'm going to send you all a character sheet that you are going to play for the rest of the game, including you, Torrin.
God damn.
Are you kidding me?
I recognized the song when it came on, but I was like, wait.
But I thought it was just like, oh, it's just, just
That was
the timing maybe was a little off.
When he was like, "Oh, y'all like hooked up this," I was like, "Oh yeah, this is clearly this is giving me like Matrix. Bumble vibes for sure."
And okay, so the whole thing, I was picking up on it with these little things that were happening.
Like the
something
glitch,
was telling me
yeah.
we were like in somebody else's bodies, but not us. There was something saying, like in the back of my head, I didn't know exactly what it was, but I felt we were kind of doing like the Avatar thing,
Mm-hmm.
where we're putting his mind into another body,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what those glitches. And that's when he said there was something, but then it's just like back to like. So we had no idea. It's because we were already plugged in with the facade in front of us. We had no idea it's the facade.
This
something was
time.
yeah, man. Something
It
was
was like, oh yeah, we're
glitching.
done with Cyberpunk. We ain't doing that shit no more.
Right.
So do y'all remember?
I thought I died though.
Do y'all remember when the THEROS game when we were at your house?
Mm-hmm.
You guys saw a vision of Aquilo and them all.
Yep.
At the end of that game.
Yep, we sure did.
What? Hold on. When?
At your pad. When I brought the donuts.
Oh yes.
That day, yes, we had, and we were wondering where the fuck we had never spoke about it since we. That's funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was like a flash forward. Almost.
Yeah. But that's how it ended. So we got that, and we didn't really discuss it any further from seeing or from hearing about it and knowing
what's
about
your email address? I don't think I ever have it. Every time I look for it, can you give me?
R. Johnson 7.
R. Johnson. Oh, there it is. Got it. Now, I will say, I'm not throwing you guys for a loop. We still will continue to play THEROS. We just now have 2 games now to alternate. So THEROS, and it does not mean that THEROS is just in your world. In this world, it is what it is. THEROS will decide what that is later. But Eddie and Ron. And
are you kidding me?
Yeah, this is a total. This is that
Malcolm.
gentleman game master mindfuck that we.
That's not what it does.
This is how it goes down. I literally was like, oh yeah, we're done with Cyberpunk. I've been telling people, like, oh yeah, we're done with that.
All right, I need about 10 minutes for me to get to this and clear this table so I can put something down.
I'm
and then this will be our last. This will be everything for the day once we finish this up. And I'll explain. I sent you a character sheet. I'll explain it when we come back. It's pretty self-explanatory. Make sure I don't move any of your dice. You still are using your same dice.
Wow, man.
That's crazy.
I was wondering when we were gonna revisit that. I knew it was. I knew something big.
I thought we were legit.
Okay, for the last couple times we've had great encounters, but there hasn't been like what Malcolm does. There's always that one.
But you can't do it all the time.
I know.
You can't do it too much.
Absolutely. But I was waiting for that big. What is it going to be next? Like, it may not be this game, it may not be the next 2 games, but something's going to come. I always know there's going to be one in every, 5 games. There's going to be a big something, and I love that aspect. I have no idea what it is on this.
If you can help me, Terry, all I really want to do is clear this table, and I can clean up. We can just put it, everything, kind of like try to organize it on over here somewhere. We don't have to take the mats can stay there. I just want to get all the, just make sure it's a flat surface.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's be. And we don't even need their miniatures because I'm gonna use call them miniatures in the tavern, and then they'll be safe. Yeah, I was like, this is going on. I was like, I don't know if they're ready for this. I don't think anybody's ready for this.
Not ready. And then you don't need to take movement mats or anything.
We just gotta move the dice for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I still I can. Oh, we had it. No, we had the. Oh, it might be.
I can't believe we are back.
No, I just put them in the drawer yesterday.
Oh, I just took them
You just
out.
took them out, yeah.
But I just saw them. Oh hell yeah, I'm down. Oh yeah, I'm down for that. Yes.
So it says it's from the 19th to the 20th.
This is unbelievable.
I'm down.
So I was gonna send Jess
a private message. So I know Daryl will get excited and want to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know when the school year ends. And I don't know that.
Don't worry about it. Let him put it out to
I don't want to cut.
Honey,
We're already doing enough that.
put it out to her.
That's what I said to her.
So that's what I'm saying. But then don't worry about all the other
I haven't got your email yet.
No,
Oh, it
that's
didn't
what
come
I'm saying,
through?
because I know Daryl will get
From
excited. And I wanted
either
to just tell
Jeremy
you
Gammas
yes.
or Optimus One at Gmail. I think it came. I think I sent it from Optimus One. Let's see. Let me try again. Hey, did you get my email, Sam?
My mom hasn't responded.
Not yet.
Oh, okay, that's weird. Let me try this.
Oh wait, the run rally.
Yes. Says Cyborg, the return.
Yep. Which one am I? Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Yep. I'll try it. Maybe I sent it to a different.
Oh, this is cool looking.
You got a couple. Is that wrong?
Yeah, don't send it to that one.
Oh, okay, that's
Send it
probably
to
what I
the
did. Yeah, I went to
T-Rex,
that one.
That's not a link.
Oh, gotcha. Pick whoever you think is. I know this is Edorin. You can pick whoever you want for you.
Yeah.
I think I used to use this guy, but we're gonna.
I think I was. Yeah, I think I was this dude.
I can say I was too, but I didn't know what to say.
After we're done with this, I'm gonna play some Cyberpunk.
I'll explain how this all works since it is a slightly different system, but it is D&D. It's much easier.
And 12,000 in debt. Holy shit!
Yep, some of y'all got some debt.
That's about right.
What's your weapon of choice? What's to say your weapon is? Okay. So then for today, since this guy's got a sword, use this guy as you for today. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So your feet, like you all feel like there's atrophy in your muscles,
Yeah,
just
we've been
dry
here
and
2 months.
achy. You're not feeling
Like,
great
barely
about
walk,
any
bro.
of this. Yep. All right, put the camera back on it so Sam can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's what she said. She's like, let me
So Sam, you all are over here. This is your guy. He's a nobody
Okay.
right now. Name. He went to in the future he went to go play this game D&D and get, this fully immersive software. Never came back home.
Jesus, man. I'm still like in shock that this is that like we're back on this terrain now. Like,
This is a trip.
yeah.
Or you can let them put their price, or you pay $20 more and pick your
I
own.
think I'm all set. So our last scene. Man. So we should. So I know you've been here long. We should be done, Sam, by in like about 30 minutes.
All good, man.
Go fast.
All I gotta say is,
Ordered.
Are you about to die again,
Yeah.
or like live?
About to unload the clip. Been waiting
So-
to unload the clip.
So interesting is like, did you die in game,
Or did I die in the bumble? In the bumble of fuck? Yeah, that's a great question. Here's the thing, like I don't even like, man, I gotta go back. Like,
No, you don't. I'll explain later.
great, because I remember bits very like sparsely.
Because just remember, you are playing D&D in the Bumble Fuck.
Right.
When that's why she was. Oh, because actually meant she didn't say it, but she's actually supposed to say like, you guys are playing this game D&D.
Right.
There's orcs in there and dragons. There's none of that in real life. So that cyberpunk is not this.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll be right back, y'all. I gotta go.
Yeah, do you
check on
think
my
they're going? I
kids
think they're going to
downstairs.
smoke a little bit, so you're good.
Okay.
Donnie, come back here. Did you, Sam? Did you watch the new Edge Runners on Netflix? Oh, dude, you have to watch. Like, it's based on the Cyberpunk video game, but it's an anime by Trigger. It's 8 episodes. It's literally going to be your homework for this new game that we're now playing. It's going to be you guys' homework is to watch that 8 episode, like 30-minute episodes. So good. Now get off the couch. What's wrong with you? Get down. I have trained this dog terribly. It's really Jennifer, because I try to establish law, but she lets it. I feel like this is gonna be with our kids. It's just anything goes, and so anything goes is fine. She's like, well, no one's around. It's fine. He could be on the couch, but then when people come around, it's like then I'm gonna be on the couch with them.
He doesn't understand.
He doesn't understand. There's no difference. So that's why which is why you have to reinforce. They can't be on the couch ever. She doesn't really get that. And Jennifer got like she paid this lady to come in to train her, and the lady took the first thing. Jennifer was like, oh, I love this lady. First thing the lady told her was like, does she sleep in your bed? Does he sleep on the couch? She said yes. She said, how do you feel about us training that? And then Jennifer never called that lady again. Clearly, this is what we need to do. She just doesn't get it. They're just outside smoking, Sam, so. And I'm also sending you an invite to Legend Keeper for this world. So for your motivation, Sam, is you this character is very blank. I used so the roles that you sent me created these characters as they stand.
I know. As soon as you said that we were doing this, it's like these roles haven't come into play, and it has to be for
We
that.
will explore more who these people are. We will give them a class later. This game operates with
the people that you gave.
You
us?
see the character sheet? Yeah, that's Theron. You should have a character sheet, and I'll explain it. But it's very raw. There's not a lot on there because you don't really. you've been laid up, just getting atrophied and being sucked dry by the net, by the bumblefuck itself.
Basically.
And so same thing with Sam. So Sam, this gives you a chance to play a character and act like you almost have amnesia. Therefore, play him however you want. Because he could be Torn. He could be exactly like Torn if you want. He might even come out of it with residual Torn, where he thinks he's a Leonin. But he's not there are no lion people in this world. There are no tieflings or elves. These are just humans, right? Just crazy ass humans. I also sent you an email for a Legend Keeper. I will go over that towards the end of the game. You don't have to worry about it right now, but you'll be able to. I'll actually show you guys before we log off. Part of also bringing Cyberpunk back into the picture was having the right system, and I truly believe this is the system that we're going to run now. We're not going to go deep into mechanics because mechanics aren't very deep in this game. But what they are is there. Oh no, Don! Come back to you.
I got 2 of them.
Nope. Pick it off the couch. Get down. Get down. Get down.
That's what, 3 different?
No, so you got to find your character. I sent you an email with everyone, so you just find your character with Edorin. So Edorin should be in there.
Yeah, got it.
Theron should be in there. Kilo should be in there, and then Sam should just have Sam's character. Sam will be there as his name because he doesn't have a name.
One of the files, yeah, I got.
So if we're all looking at a character sheet here, you'll notice that there are only in D&D there are 6 abilities. In this game, there are only 5. In D&D, there are a ton of other skills. In this game, there are only 5. It is very simple. So when you make a strength attack, you roll a d20 and you add +1. When you make an agility attack, anything agility based, I will tell you, strength is going to be anything. It's going to be a physical attack. It's going to be melee. It's going to be picking something up. It's real simple. Agility is going to be anything that requires your acrobatics, requires your movement. Now, here's the one thing that's different. Agility is not for shooting things. Presence is. Presence is kind of like your wisdom. It's kind of like your wisdom saves. It's also your perception, but it's also your arrows, guns, and all of that. Presence. And no, it seems strange. So if you shoot something, you will roll for presence. Your toughness is helps you get your overall strength. You might be toughness is what's it's kind of like constitution, right? Eat a bowl of soup and it's full of techno maggot worms. You might roll for toughness. You are being infected through the net. You might have to roll for toughness. Knowledge is kind of like intelligence. And so that's really it. Your hit points, you have your max and you have your current. This is a manipulate. You should be able to download the character sheet or just make some notes on a paper view, but you should be able to manipulate this. It's a PDF that you can manipulate. We will put a class in later. You have your name. If you guys don't want to be edited anymore, there's a possibility to change that. The weapon you have now is the one that is available to you in this particular scenario from jump. So
Shotgun.
Edorin has an ancient revolver, and what's lying around is the equipment that you see at nearby that you're able to grab. So you notice your armor is a D4. That makes no sense, right? Based on D&D, you're like, well, how's my armor D4? What happens in this game is when you... also your toughness is... yes, in this game, when you get hit, the monster, I will roll damage for the creature or whatever it is attacking you. You will roll a D4 and subtract the damage. That is it. Unlike D&D, this game is very brutal. If you take damage equal to or over, if you take equal to, you will go down and you'll be at 0 and you'll get a chance for like a death saving throw. If you take any damage beyond that, you will roll to see if you have enough credits in your account for the medics to show up.
No, I don't.
Or you will die.
My guy says he's in debt.
Yeah, mine's in lots.
So you
of
are
debt.
all in debt. You're all in some form of debt.
Like
5,000 to credit, and then then the credits above are the credits you actually still have left. So
Look, got 70 damn credits.
I got 8.
So you might broke as fuck. So unlike the D,
feels too much like real life.
Cyberpunk world, it was very flashy. You're playing, and you were like, This is like cyberpunk. It's still, but it's gritty. It's like kind of raw. You guys are like, it's Theron, but he's back in the real world. It's a Kilo, but he's back in the real world. And you got some equipment, and I'll explain how you can decide how to. So play this very loose. Also, I do not play this game there. This game only does initiative one way. You roll a d20, the DM rolls one, and you roll one, and whoever rolls the highest, the bad guys either all go first, or the good guys all go. In this game, I usually
one person needs.
This game came off a game that I've been playing for years now called Morkborg. I love Morkborg. Yeah. Morkborg is a very violent, dark, metal, medieval version of D&D. This is Cyborg. Hence, you all live in the city of Psy. We'll explain the world a little bit later. But right now, you guys are groggy. You don't need a lore dump. You just need to survive the situation.
You said that you can manipulate this?
You should be able to. It's probably going to be hard on your phone, but on your computer, you should be able to download it and then open it up and change the numbers. So if you took damage, you should be able to like track the damage. Otherwise, you might have. It might be difficult since I'm springing this on you. You're not prepared for it. Yeah, maybe a note, because it's not a lot of stats to track. Yeah. I usually track stuff on notes, like in a notes for this. And so what I do want to say is, while the bad guys are pouring in, give you a moment to just say, what the fuck? Role play how they're feeling, what they're doing, or maybe just like is there anything that they say as Deck Dancer is yelling all this shit at you, and then suddenly bullets ring out. Here are the villains. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 combatants. You all have a you see in your equipment, it also says you have a
jailbroken K9.
You have a I'll explain later, but you have a retinal device installed, and so that allows you. The retinal device, everyone has it. It's kind of like your phone, so you can see the tracks, like the guys outlines around them. You know how many combatants are there, whether they have cover or not. So you know, it's like, oh shit, you know that, and you can see them all firing at you. These guys look like they're just kind of just jacked, ripped muscle heads with tattoos all over their body, wearing either gas masks or a skull. With heavy gun, just kind of ripping into, just firing left and right. I'm not going to do initiative. What I do is we'll play what we're doing. Bad guys respond back. It's a conversation. A combat is a conversation. A different type of back and forth with D&D. So I'm just going to listen to you. If you linger, I may step in and let the bad guys take an action with who I think what they do.
Wait.
So me personally.
Hold on, I don't even know the setup.
Go ahead, take a look at it.
So this is us here.
Okay.
These are all bad guys here. We know where the bad guys are.
We know the positioning, like you said. I got that.
But we are just coming to after being
right
under for 2 months.
Okay.
So, I mean,
just that's all role play. What that means is, like, you've been feeling weak and stuff.
Right.
Has to do with why your like class options won't work. You don't have a lot of other options other than your basic stats you see in front of you, survival traits, and equipment you see in front of you.
So I am basically like awoken by gunfire. Like that's what I'm waking up to, and as I try to lift up, I kind of like give it my all. I obviously recognize that it like takes me a lot to kind of break free from all the other entanglements that I have. And at that point, I'm just trying to find a place where I can duck, but also looking for a weapon.
Okay. So when you look for a weapon, what you find is the mono sword and the equipment that you have.
Okay, great.
Now, can I also take a presence check from you?
Presence. So
since you're the first.
This is all D4s, right?
No, D20.
D20, okay.
D4s for armor.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
If it says like damage, so in this game, instead of you all, when you hit something with a sword, you look at the weapon and it tells you exactly. It's real simple. If the weapon does D8 damage, you roll D8. You don't add anything to it. You just do D8 damage. You see what I'm saying? Like it's real.
Yeah. So 8.
8. So 8. So here's the thing: in this game, on average, what you need to hit the most like easy is 5, like a D&D. 10 is medium. On average, 12 is the number you're looking for.
Okay.
On average. That's gonna miss.
Yeah.
So that's gonna miss. That's a presence check. So your presence. So that means you're looking around frantic and you don't see anything that kind of catches your eye. Right. Your eyes are still blurring. The lights is super dim in this place.
I'm still lost.
You're still lost. So you got your stuff. You said you're moving to cover, so
Yes.
you're the
So,
yellow. So where do you
I
can move
think
up
I'm
to?
gonna
And here's the
come-
thing: in this game, there's no
gonna come
movement
here.
really, and because so just think it's not like 30 feet, 40 feet. It's more like you can move an entire room in one action. So think very loosely. You just tell me where you want to go. If I think it's possible to get there, then I'm gonna put you there.
Yeah. So I think I'm actually gonna like try to sneak around here.
Yep, put you there. Okay.
And
So he's just running as bullets.
Yeah. And try to like duck down beneath whatever
All
this
right.
is.
At that moment, these two guys that are watching him run just take aim and just start bop, 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 bop. Just letting loose the pistols. Oh, you motherfuckers! You thought you're gonna take our shit? You know, we'll kill you before we want our creds back. So I don't roll any dice. You roll an agility check, dodge my guy's attack, and then I know what they need, what you need to hit for them. Right now, I'm gonna tell you they're not great shots.
Back up, buddy.
21.
So you just nail that right all the way to, and because you have the cover, I'll give you +2 to your roll, so you're good. So they completely, so they've already acted. They've missed everything. They move up, firing at him. What is everybody doing as you watch?
I mean,
there's no initiative order, so you guys choose
I'm
what you're doing.
touching my chest, like
there's no gills.
Fuck, and then like because
there are two little like nodules, like in the Matrix, like on like right under your nipples.
And they're spitting out little steam.
Where they like had them hooked up.
So and then because some bullets are whizzing by, it kind of wakes me up. I see this little like almost like a stairmaster, and I try to jump up to get this gun this turret that's there.
Nice.
Shoot upon them.
Nice.
All right, so this
I
guy
wanna-
runs over here.
I'm
takes
gonna
cover.
run back there and take cover behind that table.
You're right here, so
Yeah.
you go over here.
Yeah.
All right, so you
All right,
run.
so I'm gonna go behind where Eddie's character is, not up on the platform necessarily, but
like,
right underneath it, just so that I'm not within a
Oh,
line
Eddie,
of
you
fire.
went up there.
Yeah.
Like over here, Sam?
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
yep, that works.
You wouldn't have made it up there in one turn.
Okay.
So you're inside through the door on the side. So you're in there.
Okay.
And this guy is shooting through the windows. And then Sam, where are you doing?
So I was just getting behind that structure that Eddie is.
Are you shooting or doing anything? That you can see a guy right here.
Oh, okay. Is he in my line of sight?
Line of
Well,
sight.
I've got a shotgun. It's not like this isn't like a lengthy or a distance shot kind of a thing. So I kind of realize that I do load it though, and have it cocked and ready. But I just kind of hang out until I get a closer shot. So my move was just literally to move and get cover.
Okay. That this guy just starts gatling through the windows as Ederin, but is inside of there. Yep. Oh, so Ederin, I need I'm gonna give you advantage agility check. 14 plus 15. All right.
And same thing.
Good. Don't get hit by any shrapnel, glass, spider, and you feel like there's like a staircase going upstairs, and you're just like dodging and jumping to get upstairs.
Slow motion.
Yeah. Sparks are flying off of everything. I didn't ask for so far, since you didn't do anything other than post up with that shotgun. Sam, can you give me a presence check?
Yeah, I rolled an 18 after you called it.
Okay, got it. So you do notice that upstairs and over here there are these like gun installations.
Okay.
And they look like they could be used to some degree. At this moment, Tech Dancer is like riding her motorcycle. She hops on this like neon pink motorcycle with low sound, and she's like riding across, shooting one hand with like an SMG. But she like kind of drives over here to take cover, and goes into that room. She's like, oh, and she rushes in there and she's doing something like technological, like she's always doing. If that everyone has gone, top of the round, what are you guys doing now?
Very good. Start shooting. Shit.
I mean, at this point, well, I don't have I have to be in close range to affect damage.
I mean, you can rush these guys.
Whoa. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I could, but they also have like guns. So like, you taking a big.
Don't worry, guys. These guys are just little pussies. We got this. They've never killed anything a day in life. Fucking gamers.
Oh,
Well,
shit! Wow, those are strong words.
Which one?
Yeah. So
What are you shooting with?
if somebody could
But
take
you
one
have
down,
SMGs,
I'd
so you got like
go.
those submachine guns.
Okay.
So you got those two. So you roll your attack, and then the SMG. I think the SMG does D8 damage, right? D6. Okay. So you're shooting at these two, or one of these two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
One thing about these guys is problem is they're not wearing. They don't look like they're wearing like any like Kevlar jackets or armor or anything
what
like
is
that.
what does that mean with the grenade?
So if you have 2 hand grenades. It's hard to. It doesn't open it up here.
No, it doesn't.
That's the problem. So yeah, next time you'll be able to. So you are. You have 2 hand grenades. Oh, which you yeah, because it's you have to like literally download it and then open it. So
Okay.
You have to open the file.
Oh, I did download it.
So when you open it that way, it shows you the hand grenade. You throw it. 6 damage up to 3 targets. So.
Oh, okay.
You just tell me where you're throwing it, and I'm gonna give 3d to
Okay. I want to throw it at them.
Them?
Yeah.
All right. So do d6, and they'll both take it.
Oh, they just take the damage.
So what happens is if I have armor, I can roll. So let's say they have D4 armor, I'm gonna roll a 4. If they have D6, if they're in exoskeletons, they might have like D8.
It makes sense.
If they're like a mech, they might have D12 armor, and they roll that and they minus whatever, and it could straight up just bounce off.
Oh.
But in this situation, I told you they're not really wearing a lot, so you're gonna roll that, and they're gonna take it.
Okay. Just a D6.
D6. So as you're like deciding whether to rush these guys and they're talking shit, these man hole, and then you hear this like ding ding ding. What the fuck is that? Oh no! And just arm shreds and flies over, lands in like in front of you, Theron, and it's got these weird nano tattoos on it, but it looks like they're tattooed, but it also looks like there's like they almost like circuits, like there's little energy running through it and like dissipating as they die.
Is there so me like wanting to kind of like seize the opportunity there, like could I get to this person here for an attack, or would that take up all of my movement?
Don't think of it like that. I either say yes or no. So yes, you would make it all the way there. Which one you're trying to go to
this one
to
here.
that guy? Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm going to give you though is from that distance, you rushing in, just a disadvantage because you've got time for him. He's got time to close the gap. Yeah.
So do I need to do an agility
Why
test
not?
to get there?
Nope. You're gonna make it. You're just gonna get a disadvantage on your attack.
All right. Hold on. How does?
Oh, so you're making an attack with your weapon, right? You're gonna make a strength attack.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
And
that makes sense. All right. So.
Yeah.
It was gonna be a 6.
Get that weak shit. He like steps aside and you swing this mono blade, and the blade is like it's a real metal blade, but it kind of lights up. It has like it's like not a lightsaber. It's not made of light, but it has a fringe of light on. So wham! So when you slam it to the floor, you feel it kind of carve through the floor like butter, right? So whoosh, and it leaves a red ember line, circuit sparking. But he just steps like, oh shit, this guy's a fucking bold. And you just see him step back, and he's got like his grill's all messed up, teeth missing. He just pulls out this big machete, and it's all like dried blood. And he just kind of looks like he's ready to like go toe to toe with you. He'll attack back. He swings it, and he just comes kind of rushing towards you with all his might. Give me an agility. Oh, so he's gonna cut you for the sword. What's your sword? It's a D. How much damage?
My sword is a D8.
Yeah, so this would be a regular sword, be a D6. 3 damage. Now you roll a D4 and minus whatever you roll from my 3. Because you in this game, you just don't have a lot of hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
So what'd you get?
Eight.
Oh,
4.
so 4.
Yeah.
So how do you? So is it? It's as you kind of like step aside. What armor are you wearing?
I'm wearing,
they left you in your.
Yeah, I have a D4.
It's kind of like this top of the line, like not leathers or it's like synthetic fabrics that smartwear that can like absorb impact and kind of shift. Probably uses beads inside that are metal that can kind of like gather in one area and absorb the impact. You take no damage.
Cool.
That's simple. Oh, goddamn right! I told you you're supposed to take their clothes off before you strap them in. This moves us to who else next? Whoever has it. Because pretty much you can't go multiple times, but
climbing
if
up.
you've gone.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah,
all right.
You're right here.
So, yep. So I'm gonna move to your right, Mal. That little gun enclosure that you were talking about.
Yep.
Is there anyone in like? Do I have to like use an action to like crack open this thing or like do
it's a turret. It looks like it could just be easily used. You'd be firing into this wall here, but you know where the guy is. You would be firing blindly, but maybe it's armor piercing rounds. Maybe one of them will catch him. You'll be firing.
Yeah, you know what? Let's because I still kind of get a sense. I mean, as I was running through, like I could hear him firing into the windows, trying to get at Eddie's character.
Okay.
Okay, so I roll it.
Deck answer in your ear. I've smart hacked it. She goes, I've already gotten this one online. She's like, makes it a straight roll now, so you no longer get the disadvantage. So both, she's like made sure both are active and loaded them with the proper ammunition, so you get a regular roll.
Okay, right on. Well,
He still has his toughness is still a bit higher, but to roll to hit, just like normal, your presence checks.
Presence check, which is just D20. Okay. So I rolled 9 on a presence check.
So the guy's like, oh shit! He like dives down, gets low. It starts punching holes. The bullets are so big, it damn near like moves this freighter a bit, but you don't hear a scream, you don't hear a body drop. So you feel like he's probably when the smoke clears, he's still alive.
I'm climbing up to the turret. The bullets have stopped.
Oh,
there we go. Just climbing up the stairs to that turret and trying to
getting ready.
Actually use it. Well, you should be able to use it, right? Once you get there.
Yep, you can get it. You should.
All right, I'm gonna spray the shit out of it. This
guy there. I think this is you probably got a better shot at him. This would be a tough shot. You can shoot through the floor. Try to hit him with a disadvantage shot. Actually, you get a straight roll, but he has a little bit of a cover.
Got it.
I'll shoot at that guy over there.
I'm gonna shoot our Gatling gun guy.
All right. Give me a presence shot. I know this is super dumb easy right now, but that's how we're playing very base rules.
All right, that's a 15.
Okay, so the damage on those are a D10. You hit him. Ah, shit! Give me
D10. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like,
all right.
Yeah.
It
was.
That's
it was
great.
a D10.
It's great to hear.
God damn, I should have left it.
So he's literally he's like, oh shit, like nicks him, ting, and he drops his, it hits his Gatling. He kind of still drops it, and he goes running and dives to the window. Now he's in there. I'm coming for you.
Come get it.
So he's charging up those stairs. So he spends his whole turn dropping his weapon, but now next turn he's coming up those stairs to kill you.
All right.
This guy.
Have you gone yet, Philo?
Yeah, I started it.
This guy steps over and takes a shot, and this guy takes a shot at Sam. Oh, so Sam, give me an agility check.
Which is also a D20.
Yep.
Can I pick up this dude?
17.
Just dropped. That's what's
17? You're good.
Sweet.
None of these guys have gotten a shot yet. He's got a shot on.
Fuck you, greaseballs.
I have such low modifiers, man. I like it.
So I'm gonna actually. I see that he drops his gun, so I'm gonna go pick up his gun, and then I'm gonna shoot that guy.
All right. I will say there's no opportunity of attack or anything like that, but he would try to stop you swinging at you. So what it is I want an agility check from you to see if you do it with grace.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So you slide, snatch up this heavy ass gun, pivot, turn.
And fire off.
That's good. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Go ahead and give me a D10 roll.
That
Wait,
works?
you said 18?
I said 8.
Oh no, 18. So it's like So this guy is like goes and he runs and dives in this little crawl space. Oh yeah. Goes and runs and dives right over there. Takes up a cover. You can still see him, but he's like kind of hanging out of there. He will turn and fire back.
I needed agility.
Yeah.
21.
You guys are all right. I think we're top of at this moment. Deck Dancer uses her hacky ability to shut the lights off. Boom, and then she ups your. She's like, "I'm downloading an app. Hold on," and all you guys' eyes go dark vision. Not dark vision, but night vision.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
What the fuck? We can't see them. Where are they at?
Oh hell yes.
Are we attacking with advantage
top of the
now?
Top of the round, you're attacking with advantage.
Okay, well, I want to move up from
Well,
up.
yes, you're attacking. I'll give you taking it with
I
advantage.
want to move up from up there.
Yep.
Okay, where you want to go?
As close as I can to be able to take a shot. And then, yeah.
Well, that's me. So yeah, maybe here. And you got these 2 options.
Oh, he's not down?
I mean, he's like.
No, he just dived over.
He dived over. Yeah.
Okay.
He's getting back up. Yeah.
Okay.
So these 2.
Okay, then I want to take shots. Good.
That shot, Ron.
Sure, D20 plus your strength modifier. This is like a Target commercial.
Yeah. Die Hard. Christmas time, bitch.
That is a great Christmas
Die Hard is a
movie.
Christmas movie.
Oh yeah, 100%. Make Chelsea watch it every year. It's like
Have you guys watched the Rick and Morty episode of Die Hard yet?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Ron, what you doing?
Oh,
Anybody? I say this is those moments.
So
you guys are taking a while.
I just went. That's why.
But it's the top of the round, so
Oh,
all
okay.
the bad guys are gonna fire. That's what I'm. So this is all y'all getting shot at right now.
Okay.
Make agility checks.
14.
Oh, and actually, this guy's not. You're not no agility check. You need to make a strength check because he's attacking. He's a. Oh, sorry. You need a tough.
Yeah.
19.
17 presence check, so. Or agility check, I guess.
Nice.
Plus whatever.
16.
your strength is.
7.
All right, so you take 2 points of, and then you can roll your d4. Yeah, you guys are good.
So I got a 19 on my agility check, and
Yep.
I'm about to spray on these.
All right.
These fools.
All right, damn it. What's the 1?
And they're shooting and they're starting to back away, like, oh shit, I can't see where they're at.
That's 1.
Oh, so then you're gonna double your dice.
So 2d10.
Yep.
So I got a 1.
Who are you going after it? That dude right there?
Oh, so you only take 1 damage because
One
you
damage,
so
okay.
you took 1. So he just hits you, boom, and knocks you to the ground, starts trying to choke you out.
Well,
Oh. Fuck this, man! They've got a net. They've got a runner with them. And then this guy's going to run, but he's still there. He's just this
All
guy's
right.
still holding
I want to
true.
shoot at him.
Oh yeah. Or is it was the guy that's always hiding?
Yeah, he
Oh, I
was
should have
hiding.
just probably used him. So
And
yeah. Do I shoot it?
plus a 10?
He just
plus
like he's
2?
starting to like shake.
Plus strength?
You're gonna just roll strength plus
yeah,
So
sure.
20.
Give me his damage.
Uh,
Use a shotgun or which?
no,
the submachine gun's
the
decent.
6.
Now normally these guys might be harder if they're wearing armor because every time you hit me, I'd roll a d4.
Right.
To
to counterbalance it.
All right.
Right.
He's done. He just like you just riddle his chest like all up.
Nice.
He's just like
So,
drops.
this. You know what? So I feel like we should either try to capture one of these dudes, try and get some answers, because we don't know what's going on. That's what I'm
There's one
thinking.
left. That dude's running next.
So I'm gonna run after this one.
I say you just kill them all and we get the fuck out of here. But
who said
that's deck dancing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well then.
That doesn't mean don't do it. That's just her. She's an NPC, so she's chiming in. She's like,
well, as you're doing that, I also am gonna.
I didn't come here for anyone else. I just came here for you all. I don't care what these guys. I don't care if you kill them, then they can't run their operation, right?
17 to just use my revolver.
Up close, all right. D8. Now, shooting a revolver close range would be a disadvantage.
Oh, you're right.
It's just like, yeah. But if you pull it off, you get the damage of the revolver, not the punch.
Fuck it, let's go.
Because you're... Because your bare fists are just going to be... Your bare fists are going to be a D4.
Oh! 19 and a 20.
So 19 hits. So what does it look like? Is you just put the...
Nice try, buddy.
This is an old-ass revolver. Bang. And as it goes off, fire. Give me the roll, because this will determine if you actually kill him or not.
Yeah. Don't pull another one.
1D. This would be the D8.
D8, yeah. I think so, right?
You have a D8?
You're so polite. Oh, you're so polite. That's it. You like catch him like right up the nostril, and then the blood just starts to kind of spatter on your face, spattering across your glasses. He just keels over and drops back.
Oh man!
All right.
I missed
my. Hell yeah! And then Deck Dancer running fucking just piping in random pop music into your head.
So I run after this guy and to tackle him.
All right. Give me a strength check against his strength check. Actually, he doesn't make a strength check.
10.
All right. That's not enough. He kind of punches you. You being kind of tired, you can tell that like in your normal fitness, you would have been able to do that. And he kind of just pushes off and continues to run. He runs out into the street. He's like, help me, they're trying to kill me. It's like taxi run flying by this dirty ass neighborhood.
I gotta pop off at him one more time. One last.
Somebody help me. They're trying to kill me.
That's funny.
Oh my Lord.
No, you don't.
A dead eye is what.
This is devolved.
This is
they're using that rail gun.
This is the real gun from a man that dropped it.
So you just see like you remember when RoboCop died? Like the original.
Yeah.
That's what you do to him. Just his hand gets blown off, and then suddenly, boom! He gets hit by a bus.
14 damage. Dunzo.
It is a wrap. At that moment, as the adrenaline is coming down, all this revelation, the fact that you just have to survive, and that like, a moment ago, you really were
off the coast of...
You were off the coast of, of Melitus, about to go on this great adventure. And I imagine as adrenaline comes down, that starts to hit really hard. You have to feel some kind of way, right? Like all those dopamines being dumped, all those things going through the bar. I'll leave it to about 10 minutes.
I'm just kind of on one knee as kind of the smoke of my gun is kind of still, I'm still getting kind of that whiff as it's still in front of me, and just touching my, like a dysphoria, or, just like I'm touching my face, my glasses that are like, just touching my clothing, my kind of leather jacket, my packs, gun, and and I just puke.
That Dancer rides over and she kind of catches you. I know, guys. I don't know what to say, but I've got a place you guys can come and crash and sort this all out. These fluids, you need to get your head right. You need to establish especially from whatever the software you're playing, you probably don't even understand like what's you probably understand fantasy from fiction. This isn't the same world you probably remember. Mm-hmm. What about you? Those of you who felt like you died or remember dying? Because there's a party that's like also having the Theros, and then now it's the part of you starting to hit. I imagine for Kilo and Theron, like I remember my last moments in this place. Yeah. Do you see anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just like in shock and overwhelmed.
Yeah, I can
words right now.
I can honestly say I think what's being conveyed through my actions and my face is sheer confusion and the fact that something is amiss. The last thing, yeah, you can clearly see that I'm going between this duality of life and death and thinking I was. The last thing I remember was, essentially, you don't remember dying. You remember the moments right before that you thought you died. Yeah. So I remember like you said, we were in a plane crash. I remember that. I remember the fear, but now trying to grasp with how am I here now after that being my last, remnants of thought of this world in comparison to what we were just in Theros. And just, and just not knowing anything.
Listen, I'm doing a scan on your brains right now. Never died. It just didn't happen. That was all in the bumblefuck. Time for us to move on and get past that. It's gonna take some time. There's no tieflings here, there's no orcs here, there's no dragons in this world. But there are fucking corporations. We hate them. Our enemy. Hopefully we still have that in common.
Yeah, I starting to come back slowly, but it's give me for corporations.
Your dad is doing well at his little gas station.
Years.
So certain things exist.
Maybe Samir's bike shop.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just do a loud roar because like I still am like physically confused.
That's what
And then people look at me like I'm insane, and I'm like, oh, wait. Kind of look at my hands a little bit, see that they're not furry and I don't have claws. Shit, sorry guys. Just needed to check. I'm game for whatever.
You can still be a lion in.
I feel like I'm a lion person, but I think that's not real.
In this world, if you have enough money, you can buy claws and have them installed. Bangs, sky's the limit. Many of your apps have been dumped. Many of your cyberware is no longer there. But we just need to make a little money to make it happen. And I've been missing a good crew, and I remember you all were the best at one time. So it's time to start over. No, all that other stuff isn't real. And like these corporations are real. One of the biggest fuckers that I hate of all of them is Gerald.
Fucking Gerald, yes.
Fucking Gerald.
Gerald is the worst.
Oh, he was the corporation head. He was the president or whatever that. Yeah.
I come up to you and just I kind of embrace you, like in a weird, like I'm touching your face,
like this.
Yeah, and
like what's happening right now.
Because like I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, cause I don't know who's who is.
They look exactly like they did in the Bumblefuck. Like that looks like Theron, and that looks like a Kilo with the fishnet.
No,
top.
Oh, okay.
You look like Edorin right now. You don't look, like Zunis.
I don't look like Zunis.
Zunis was a character that you guys played.
But I don't know how Torin looks. I don't know how.
You don't know who Torin's this guy. So Torin, what do you look like? That's
so I'm a short, not necessarily scrawny, but just like thin framed person, and I'm still kind of like scratching at the back of my ears. I look like, I'm on drugs still. I've got the dark black hair. I've got, I'm gonna call it like a bit. It's not an implant necessarily, but I've got something that like I've like installed on my forehead a little bit. It's like just a little piece of tech that doesn't necessarily go over my eye yet, but it looks like I'm working on doing more kind of like a tattoo that I haven't finished yet. So it's just like right here above my left eye. And I seem really, agitated and like irritable, but I think that people get a sense that's just kind of my personality. I'm a little twitchy.
Yeah. So she gathers you all. Were you gonna say something?
No, yeah. I guess after I awkwardly like touch you,
caress my face.
like, dude, I thought you were dead. Come on, Bubba. Bye, Bubba. Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
I'm just. Who? Wait, you were Zor in this bumblefuck? Fuck me. How long were we in this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You've been gone for a couple months. I don't know how long you've been.
Couple months. That's it.
That's it.
Oh, that's a long time. But you said a lot has changed since we.
It changed. It might be different from what you thought. The world isn't what you thought you were playing. The first iteration, your first software you were running was in overload of that world. Different world. Come with me, I'll show you. Steps out on the street, cars are moving by. It's dark, decrepit, high into the heavy, smog lit sky. You can still see the lights. There are advertisements everywhere. It's dark, and there is darkness, but there's also this light. And there's this moment where you start to settle in who you are, and you realize that this is a world you once lived in. And you start to realize maybe why you tried to escape it, because it was so harsh, it was so cruel. But life goes on, and time to put away those games that you played before and figure out what you do here. And so you watch the sky above, cars whizzing, net heads and the weird gangs in the corners. Compared to Glory, and in a weird way, because you've been in the bumblefuck for so long, the world you knew is now a new world to explore. And in this idea, you know that for some reason you know that the world is in again, 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 constantly shifting, distorting, always reborn as something worse. Destruction by ecological catastrophes, all of history's belligerence by modern man-madeness, or blood spilled by weapons. Truly destroyed us. Utter demise technical revolution, warring nations, warring corporations, warring neighbors, warring pandemics, tsunamis, volcanoes, in between it all, direct person-machine interfaces, tactical neural implants and bacteria from outer space hijacking intellectual neurobotics, and the sky is full of this is the world you live in. Everyone is interfaced, injected, and invested in something. Everyone wants something from everyone else. Everyone is a liar and a cheat. Everyone wants more creds. Welcome to the year 20X3. Welcome to the city of Sky.
Every time.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is cool. I'm glad we're back at this like even more dystopian version of what we were playing.
Yeah, it is a darker, more dystopian version. I could not realize that it is a dystopian version, so this is not our version. It's for
Can't hear you, man.
Oh, sorry. You can't hear me. I was saying Dream State is the song that we used to play for the opening credits, but there are multiple versions. There's one that we specifically use for the Cyberpunk games that I actually could not find here. But what I will share with you before we go.
Yeah, they're both
But good game today. Hopefully you guys have fun in that
definitely.
bumblefuck of a
Yeah.
game.
That's a
I will share before we
really good twist. As always.
Should have taken a picture of him smirking as he had the song playing when we first.
Oh yeah.
This is you all.
You had a I was
Oh.
like, something's. That was so great.
Yeah, when he switched it over, it was like, oh, there's a lot of like.
No, I don't want to stop yet. Actually, what I'd like to do is I'm going to share. So I sent you all an email. You don't have to check it right now because what I'm actually going to do is show you what that looks like. I'm going to share it with Sammy before he logs off there really quick.
Yeah, I've tried to log into that Legend Keeper multiple times, man. It's like, it says that I've got to upgrade before I see a project. Like, it doesn't show me your project. It doesn't link me to it.
Yeah, that's weird. You shouldn't have to. Maybe I have to send it to another email, but so that's weird. Okay, when you log, what you should be able to see is this is when you log in, you'll see loading sideboard, right?
Yeah.
You can just look up here, so you see one messed up city. This you can click around. These little badges will always be what you can click around and see. Movers and shakers. You can read about like the people, like who are the armies of the city. You can see like who are the kingdoms, and each one of these little maps takes you to. These are all the links to all the soundtracks. This is the character sheet. We'll actually roll. You can roll up a character in about 15 minutes. We'll actually re-roll characters, and when we play this again, these are I'm going to be loading combat rules here. So when you go to a map, it'll load them. I want it to feel like the book is really the artistic way it's laid out is really crazy. So I wanted to mimic that. So I literally you just kind of navigate this like you it's a very frantic way of navigating. But these are all the rules for combat. That's it, right?
So much easier.
Yeah. So much easier,
Yeah,
but then
like,
there are apps, and so then when you go to when you click over, so when you right here, you click over, you can go to the battle world map. You can see that this is the city. You can see all the different boroughs. You can see all the places, ground zero. You can see the ports. You can see what's going on in those places, what's going on in Mosscroft, the industries, where are the rich neighborhoods, right? And then this is the Bumblefoot, the net. You can click here and find out everything that's happened. There's Deck Dancer, right? Everything that's going on with the UK. So our homework is you have two homework. Play around in this once I get you in it before we play again. We'll make a new character at the table, so you don't have to worry about that. And watch Edge Runners on Netflix if you get a chance. It's only about 4 hours of content. They're like 25-minute episodes. There's only 8 episodes. It's
pretty badass though. Yeah.
Very badass.
And with the Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk 2077. Watch Edge Runners, Cyberpunk 2077, Edge Runners. Watch that. This is how you create a character. It's super simple, but we'll go over it. I love that you can buy equipment. You can install equipment into your body. It can go crazy. It can fuck you up. You can get nanoviruses. You've got here where all your vices are if you're going to buy equipment, or if you're basically the things you're looking for. If you're looking for weapons for sale,
all this shit credits.
Nano powers.
Yeah.
Cyber tech, weapon drugs. If you're looking for drugs, these are all the different. They have a list of the drugs that are in the world. We'll get over eventually. I'll have some information on all the vehicles.
Oh.
There will.
That's crazy.
Details still exist. So this is all built in there for you, and we'll explore it a little bit more. So this is back to some degree. And I thought it would be cool to share. So I don't know what you guys think about it. It's up to you guys.
I like it.
And
that's cool.
You just like created this?
No. This is a book called Cyborg. Oh. I ported it into Legend Keeper so that I could run a world using it. Now, post-credit sequence. Back in THEROS, water is swirling, and Rufix is telling them that his secret is that there was an original God, one that man worshipped without worshiping They only call it the Eye of Doom or the God beyond the wind. This God was a God of fear. It only exists because man's greatest at first inclination was fear itself. And because of fear, it exists. Before man started to worship, because of the fear. God created the Titans. Fear beset the Titans. Man prayed for gods. They created the gods. The gods ruled over man. There is one entity that exists beyond. And when our group dives into the depths to look for their weapon, no, they still exist. They are not constructs of those other characters.
Wow. So we just like saved our gameplay basically.
So here's how it works. Going forward, we can either alternate or you have to decide what game you want to run previous months. You can either run a cyborg game or you can continue Theros. Or you do a Theros, you can do a one-off, you can do, but that's going to be your choice.
Oh man, what do y'all think?
Wow.
So Theros is still very much still on because Theros is a thing and it is a campaign that does go on. And there will be times when I will probably force you to run Theros because of the arc of the other games. But if there's time, if things are going slower, you guys can now run Cyborg as well.
I think this is you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, good games as always, Mal. Thank you.
Thanks, man. I know you
thanks for setting up the virtual stuff for me, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate it.
Thanks for hanging out all day, Frank. Depletes us
it's fun.
Yeah,
this is fun for me. So it's all good.
Great
all right, y'all.
Seeing you.
Take
I'll
care,
stop
man.
recording.
Take it easy.
Now that I've listed all that. Yeah, I know a lot to take in after tonight.